accidentally click on the stream, and then we'll have a viewer.
We'll have a
You know, it's
whole
possible
viewer.
Wait. This isn't going live, is it? Like, people aren't seeing this, are they?
I mean, we went live as of about 5 seconds ago now.
Don't nobody drink.
Bit late
I've
for
already
that.
been drinking.
I'm underage. You're aiding and abetting. I'm not.
What?
I'm not.
What? You're not. Please tell me you're not underage.
He's not underage.
I went to college when I was 14.
If he was underage, I'd be very concerned.
I was about to say you're about to make me feel very fucking old.
I heard this when I was 12.
Right.
I'm
Totally.
30, man. This band is fucking
was fuck.
Oh my god, this is just a horrible
Okay,
idea from start to finish.
It really is, isn't
How
it?
do we start?
Can we see from here if anybody is watching?
We've currently got 5 viewers that are not
Holy
in this
shit.
hangout. So,
Woo!
yeah.
That's more than
Woo.
expected.
Yeah.
Dude, we may get lucky because I remember one of the Seattle's Angel streams we did. We ended up for some reason being promoted by like a Korean video promotion site and ended up with like 2,000 views. Like,
Recognize that shit, man.
like we just followed the
Okay,
link
so
through.
if anyone has any Korean friends, now's the time to speak up.
Obs, we need to get Obs in here.
Yeah, seriously though.
I don't give a fuck. So, to begin this off, I have to take a shot for Mr. Maximus. So, Macintosh Apple.
There we go. Starters, we mean to go on.
I saw all 3 frames of you taking that shot.
I
Well,
was
I can
going to
do
say,
a repeat performance if you want.
starters, we
Oh,
mean to
gosh.
go on with low quality and lots of alcohol. Excellent.
What better way to stream?
There is no other way to stream. It is the only way.
Hang on, I'll be right back. I gotta get something. Hang on.
He's got to get more booze.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
broke
going
a
to
bottle.
get in a second.
So,
I am not under
Plastic
equipped,
bottle.
so we'll see how much of this I manage to get through in a day, or in the couple hours that
Why
this is
the
going on.
fuck are you posting?
What the?
Because
Oh,
why do you have a sound on in
posted
Skype?
a link. Yeah.
I can't type.
Oh my God, Cap,
Are you
please.
literally a woman? You have sound on in Skype.
I
what?
know.
I've
What an idiot.
been drinking since 8 a.m.
God damn it.
This explains nothing.
This is hilarious.
God damn it, Jake.
He's just running around.
Okay, so, to begin this whole thing off, how about I ask some questions for my frat brothers?
Go for it. Oh, what do we got?
Go for
Oh,
it.
he's got honey Jack Daniels. Fin.
Are
Oh
you guys
God,
ready?
no. Oh, I'm gonna get hungover by default just looking at it. That's my kryptonite. I can't do it.
No. The evil drink is tequila. Tequila is evil and must be avoided at all costs.
Now, see, tequila's okay because I can only handle about 2 shots of tequila, and then I realize I'm drinking tequila and I stop. Jack Daniel's honey whiskey, I just keep drinking it.
Do you guys want to know a story about me and tequila?
No.
Bar?
Is this question number 1?
This. If you could have sex with one of your characters, which one would it be and why?
Oh
Okay,
my
wait a
God.
minute. Let me clarify. Does this have to be one of my own personal characters or just a character anywhere?
Okay, can I start this off by saying I'm not nearly drunk enough to be talking about which ponies I'm sexually attracted to? I need to work like half
Jake,
the way through this bottle before I can start talking
I was
about.
going to say, caveat is
To
not
answer for
drunk
both
enough
Jake and
yet.
I, to answer
Yeah.
for both Jake and I, it's Applejack.
The question is because my brother's I'm writing a novel that Jake's narrating, so props to Jake.
Jake narrating is
Hi,
the
Jake.
best thing ever.
Yeah.
Just a plug for everyone who's watching this.
Well, no,
Fine with you.
We all got drunk at last BronyCon, and Jake and Aquaman did a live reading of Aquaman's "Is It Gay for a stallion to give a unicorn mare a horn job?" And I fucking died. It
that
was
was my room. I want to correct that. In one Seattle stream, you all didn't know which room that was. That was mine. I bought those rooms.
Dude, they're all your
That sounds like a personal problem.
They're all
But
your
Jake's narrated the novel, and he actually pronounced the character's name right, which is awesome.
nice. By the way, double-digit viewers. So, you know.
How did
Jake,
they
that's
manage
why you
that?
post things in Skype, Cap.
That's more viewers than Seattle's Angels get sometimes. I guess it's because they want to see people getting drunk.
Yeah, true enough.
For all
Drunk is
those
the-
tuning in, I am on bottle number 6 since 6 p.m.
6 p.m. You were drunk at 3 p.m.
I was
I mean,
Somebody
really
said he was drunk at 8 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, like
Story's
getting
falling
drunk.
apart, Cap.
Getting drunk implies stopping being drunk at some point.
Drunk, Cap,
What?
Cap, drunk is not like a permanent state of being, or at least it's not supposed to be. You're supposed to have, you're supposed to have little
Speak for
breaks in
yourself.
there of sobriety.
I mean, you are in a call with a Scotsman, so.
It is?
I tell people I'm Scotch Irish.
Oh, fucking German,
Black
Irish,
people
and
go to the party,
Russian.
I'm Australian.
One third of my blood's already alcohol.
Close enough.
just it's Barney Gumble basically.
Cap,
Just-
I'm not gonna lie. The fact that your stream has about like 4 frames per second really improves everything you say. Because all I get is like stop motion glimpses of you trying to drink.
It's
It's like
beautiful.
Wallace and Gromit made by Bud Light.
Oh my
Well,
God.
I have no money, so I can't afford a good laptop.
Yeah, wow. Oh my God. It's just gonna be stop motioning
I mean,
at some point.
I'm sure mine sucks too.
Yeah.
Look at Captain America. Just look at that glorious image of Captain America leading the Avengers into battle.
I mean, I technically have a Captain America poster too.
Hey, I
It's not
technically
official.
am Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Captain America throws his mighty shield.
Well,
Oh.
technically I'd be Staff Sergeant America, but you know, hey, same fucking difference.
It's just Staff Sergeants who have the real power.
Captain for 70 years. He needs to get his ass promoted.
I mean, you guys have all got your American shit in the background. Meanwhile, I've got Middle Earth and ponies. So,
I have a coat in Sweden.
and you also
We
have
never-
Derpy
First
in the
question.
background.
I have a shit ton
Oh,
of
she's
ponies,
gone.
but not in the room with me. I can take you and show you my pony wall if you want to see
I
it.
just want to let everyone know that Arch had a what was it? It was some sort of like business meeting.
It was a business video conference.
Video conference, and he was sat there, and behind him was just a line of pony shit that he forgot to take down. So like Derpy was watching the call over his shoulder.
Oh,
She's been replaced now. She's she's still up there.
dude,
She's acquired a friend.
When
Anyway.
I was on the drill sergeant trail, there was a time when 3 of my fellow drill sergeants had to come to my apartment to I forget exactly why, but my senior drill sergeant wanted to play my drum kit, so he's sitting there playing the drums. And as everyone's standing there watching him, I look up and realize that right above him is an entire shelf of nothing but pink ponies. And I'm thinking to myself, oh God, oh God, oh God. But none of them looked up. Not a single one of them looked up and saw the shame of my manhood.
That you know.
So you think
No, all right. While
man
we're on
like
the subject here, while we're on the subject,
of hiding our power
for
levels?
reasons unbeknownst to anyone here, I brought a girl back to my room once, and we were doing the whole Netflix and chill thing, which, as you know, is pretty standard. And I leave. I'm gonna go borrow the bathroom real quick, but I just tell her, "Hey, go ahead, browse around, see what looks good."
Oh dear.
And she finds My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic on my Netflix. It was just suggested there because I think I watched Equestria Girls a couple times when I was in this state. So she just points at it and says, "Hey, we could watch this." And I kind of just look at her, and it occurs to me, all right, I haven't watched this on Netflix yet. It doesn't say, like, continue watching My Little Pony. But I have this like almost. I think I phrased it later to another person I texted. It's like I almost revealed my power level. I just sort of laughed awkwardly and then went to use the bathroom.
That was me. But hold on, a whole story involving Aquaman right here was at BronyCon. I was away from your group for a second, and there was these 2 girls dressed up as like Rainbow Dash and Spitfire,
Oh yeah.
and literally they offered to go at it with me and Aquaman.
Oh
And-
dear.
I
The story's
couldn't
changed
find-
significantly since I heard it last. The phrase "go at it" did not come up when you mentioned this to me
They
before.
come up with the blind.
I like how this is a story. This is
I
a
think
story.
it said go out, but it just came out in drunk speak. You shouldn't have held out.
All right. Here's the thing about context.
Aquaman. This
Here's
is a
the
story
thing about
starring
context.
Aquaman being told to Aquaman.
No. Here's the thing about context. It's horrifying. That's the thing about context.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's all I have to say.
sex story. How about the story when I realized I was asexual?
That's nice.
All right, wait. We got 8 minutes into the stream. Okay, go.
So it was after a party. It was a big party. It was huge. It was very homecoming.
Okay,
And
so
I was
I
talking to the
understand it was a
entire
party.
time. What?
I'm hearing that it was a party.
Can
It
you
was
confirm?
homecoming.
I feel like there was a party going on. Is that correct?
It was. There was a party.
Shut
Hmm.
up, shucks. A college kid
I had a
at
suspicion.
party.
I had a suspicion, but I wasn't 100% sure. I'm glad you clarified that there was a party.
Anyway,
Guys, it's Friday. Does this count as a party?
this entire time.
Close enough.
Yeah.
And
It's always a party around here.
Look
We're
at
a
those.
bunch of bronies drinking online, talking to each other, holding our cats.
Yeah.
This is as far from a party as you can
Yeah, I'm
get.
highly allergic to those motherfuckers. I have a dog. His name is Flash Gordon.
What?
Okay, Cat, because of your shitty internet, I just heard I'm a
I'm
dog.
a dog. Yeah.
Okay, you heard it here first. Cap's a dog.
I'm a dog.
Captain Unstoppable confirmed for Dogkin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ship you a PK.
The Zootopia is becoming us.
Question.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Here's my first question. Let me interrupt you real quick. I haven't seen Zootopia yet. As a person who isn't a furry, convince me in 20 words or less why I should go see it.
Wait,
One
what's
possible answer is, you're a furry, go see it.
I didn't say that. This
You were
is
thinking
the
it.
internet, right?
Yeah, the answer is stop lying to yourself.
Hey, before we go any further, I have something to show you guys.
Oh no.
Please
Oh,
don't
no.
let it be your dick.
Don't stand up as you say that.
All I see is a blur.
Yeah.
Your camera's frozen. What is it? Oh, there we
Taco
go.
Bell.
Taco Bell. Oh, of course.
This is as far as I
It's going to end
planned.
very well, isn't it?
Oh my god, this is an absolute train crash. Wreck, even.
Okay, how about we go to the fan fiction questions?
Sure, go for it.
Who's sober enough to read? Because I'm not.
Well-
Sure, go for it. Link me.
I posted
Oh.
my blog in the chat, so
Oh, I've got a private message. Oh god, is someone complaining about a ban?
I
Oh,
don't know where the chat is.
oh god, hang on. Oh, I think I found it. Let me
Is
check.
it possible that Ferret just didn't realise what time it was going to be at?
Ferret, since I poked them, has said Maur.
That's
In
your
what I,
standard response for everything.
yeah.
That's
That's
true.
kind of like aloha. It could mean yes, it could mean no. Hello, goodbye. We don't know.
I mean, yeah, their response to like someone calling their name is Mao. So
Mao.
yeah.
You did
Right.
mention.
Let's have a look.
Works, doesn't it? We got Cap's a Dogkin. We got Ferret, who's Ferretkin. So we're just kind of we're like Tumblr right now. We're all inclusive.
I'm about half a can away from being blackout Ken.
Aqua, you're in college. Why the fuck are you not drunk as me?
Because he's in college.
I'm
He
married.
hasn't had as much of a run-up yet.
Macintosh Apple Shot is awesome.
Okay, let's have a look. We've got story.
Time to pour another drink.
Okay, we've got a question from Present Perfect. Present Perfect's question is, why does his foot hurt?
Who's a fucker?
Because you didn't pull it out of your ass quick enough.
Oh, oh.
Is that what the kids are doing nowadays?
Shots fired.
Shade being
That's
thrown.
horrifying.
What are cats? Well, apparently they're not fucking Captain Unstoppable because he's dogs.
This is cats.
This is cats.
Look at the camera, Bon Bon.
We have at least one. Well,
The camera
three-quarters
bot
of one.
No? Okay.
What is the next question?
All right, just based on that cat, I have a sample size of 1. I'm assuming cats are just anger. Like,
Yes.
If you imagine, that was the biggest inaccuracy I remember from Inside Out, actually. They saw the little window into the cat's mind, and they weren't all anger. That's what a cat is.
Cats aren't anger, they're asleep.
It's a little furry ball of hate.
Oh dear.
Did we say cats or cap?
What?
Cats.
What? Cats.
Not everything is about you, asshole.
Jesus
I'm an
Christ.
egotistical bastard.
Oh
I'm
my
a
god.
complex.
Shut up.
We've got a question from Mr. Maximus, for who I'm assuming would be Jake and Aqua. It's the original question is, would you suck a stallion's dick if given the option? I'm going to change it to, would you suck a unicorn mare's horn if given the option?
No, that was Mr. Maximus
Yeah.
was pissed at me.
Yeah.
No, because Applejack doesn't have a horn.
Ah, true point. True point.
Ace
How about you,
actually-
Aqua?
Well, wait. It depends on what chat we're talking about. If we're in the macro chat, then she might have a horn.
I don't
I don't
even
know if
want to
macro necessarily means horn.
Knee.
Trust me, in that
I
chat.
wasn't going to finish that.
In that chat.
Glad I did.
Oh, fuck.
What's up, Cap?
What? Okay, I think it's
Damn, I
cat. What?
Do what?
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 I think he
Has
just
he
died.
I feel like I'm watching some like old '80s snuff film every time Cat talks. Like it's all green. It's all
I
green.
feel like I'm watching a film from the 20s.
Squealing.
No, I feel like I'm
Can we
watching
just get some, like, humorous piano music, and we'll just dub that over Cap? And we'll have little title cards every time he speaks?
Yeah, I feel like I'm watching like a 1920s like film where they're still hand cranking the bloody cameras, and someone's really lazy, so we're only getting about
Really
3
bad.
frames a second.
Every time the hamster powering his internet gets tired, it lags out.
I'm sorry, I have a shitty apartment with shitty internet.
A shitty and then you turned into a robot. Rip.
Yeah.
Cap, I don't want
Hashtag
to
out.
criticize you unduly. I just want to point out that we have 2 people streaming from across the Atlantic Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how good of an excuse that is.
Well,
I have no money.
There you see.
Well, I have
That
no
was a
money
pretty
too.
good
And look
reason.
what I got. I got a Four Loko.
you poor bastard.
Wow.
Dude,
Why did
I'm
you spend your
government
money on that?
employed. I don't have money either. And these 2 guys are from Britain. They don't have money. They have loonies or downies or whatever the fuck they have in that weird made-up country they live in.
Shillings. We have shillings.
Okay. Do you guys want to know why I lost it for a second or not?
Yes,
for it.
please tell.
So I Snapchatted earlier today, like
Mm-hmm.
all the alcohol I had on my kitchen counter. I was really drunk at the time. I had no idea I texted my
Surprised me.
sister that.
Oh dear. Well then.
She's a grade school teacher, so at a Catholic Catholic grade school. So
Okay, well, to be fair,
What I'm hearing,
Catholic grade school is basically Alcoholics Anonymous in training.
Wow.
so basically what I'm hearing, Cap,
I
is
can
you're
say
going
that. I was Episcopalian.
agnostic.
Yeah.
So
Jesus
basically
Christ.
Cap is going to hell.
Mhm.
Yes.
True facts. I mean, you say that like this is news.
You say,
Well-
you say that like this isn't hell.
Okay, wait, alright. We're talking about going to hell. I haven't answered the question of whether I would suck a unicorn's horn yet. And the
Yeah.
answer is yes, assuming she bought me dinner first.
Good answer. Good answer. Would the dinner be involved at all, or is this just like?
No, see, Aquaman is a horse fucker with standards.
Hmm.
No, those aren't standards. That's just being a cheapskate. That's just I don't want to pay for dinner.
He wants, he wants a free meal out of it. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Alternative payment accepted is Four
The
Loco.
stream has gone south.
No, this isn't good for a horn sucking.
Yeah, I can imagine.
This is good for like a really disinterested hand job.
I mean, you say good.
Like I'm not even gonna make eye contact. I'm gonna actively be doing something else.
You're
What's
texting.
next?
If you're okay with
You're
that,
Snapchatting.
we can make a deal here. But
Okay, so I did have a question.
Uh-huh.
That army dude, who I assume is like my Bizarro World counterpart,
Mm-hmm.
wants to know Am I an ass man or a tit man?
You're a pony man at this point.
The answer
I think we've established we're horn men.
Yeah.
So what was the answer? I didn't hear it.
Pony men.
They're horn men.
Oh.
Oh dear. I've got a series of questions from Lady Frey. First one is.
The horn, you'll be there till the morn.
Ah.
That was a bad joke.
First one.
PM me that later. That's going to make it into a story, Jake.
First question from Frey. What did that one guy in the call order from Taco Bell? Cap, 5 seconds, go. What have you got?
Food.
Food, fantastic. Second question, what are you all drinking? Aqua's drinking Four Loko. I'm drinking Scotch. I'm assuming Arch is drinking Scotch, or is it gin?
Scotch.
Scotch.
Whiskey.
But
it will be gin again
what are you
later.
drinking, Jake?
I'm drinking Jack Daniel's honey whiskey.
And Cap is drinking anything within arm's reach.
I'm actually drinking Angry Orchard and a Macintosh apple.
Mm-hmm. And final question from Frey. What are our weirdest BronyCon experiences? Oh boy!
Well, this one time I took a train to Baltimore, and I spent 5 days. And for the entire time, there were all these people dressed up in like horse costumes and talking about fan fiction. And I think one time there was a panel about having sex with the characters at midnight, and no one really knew about it, and they had to check IDs at the door. And I think I exited that panel by storming out, slamming the doors open, and yelling "Holy shit" to an empty con hall. So that was strange.
I remember a similar panel like that in the 2013 BronyCon.
No, but okay, like in all seriousness, was anyone else in this chat or video or whatever at the 2014 Clot panel?
I was not. I was not at 2014 BronyCon.
I went there with a bag of Vicodin, and I like live texted it to Couch Crusader because we heard about it happening, and none of us like wanted to seriously listen. But I think I had met Sleepless Brony, who's maybe known for romance reports. It's like important with the plot, which whatever that's worth. He's actually a good writer. I don't
and he's a really chill dude
whatsoever. Really awesome guy. But I went there purely for his sake because he was surrounded, like, on both sides, because he was in the middle of the panel, by, like, really not that, I guess, socially, and I guess Applejinx was an exception. Applejinx was trying to make it.
And Cap is dead.
Hey, Cap. Applejinx was doing his best.
Yes.
But it was a Clot panel at midnight in Baltimore. There was a guy 2 rows ahead of me with a notebook out taking notes. I sent a picture of it to Cap. I'm not making this up. And the whole time, Sleepless had this cup of coffee. I assume it was coffee. Probably there was liquor in it as well. He had this just death grip on it, kind of like this. And you could see his grip just tightening over the course of an hour. And every once in a while, someone would say something, and he would just do this. And you could see him just wanting to die for 60 straight minutes.
Like,
and every once in a while he would chime in with a relevant point, and like clearly someone who knows what he's doing. But I've never seen someone so actively pray for death. Like just a lightning bolt to come down. Than Sleepless in that panel. And that was so worth the price of admission. Which was to literally get my ID checked to make sure I was 18. And to hear these people talking about cartoon horses having sex with each other. Or people, as the case may be.
I mean, I'm going to say my weirdest overall BronyCon experience was watching and listening to Jake and Aqua read Unicorn Mare Horn Job.
Wow, you've had a shitty con experience.
But maybe.
That's the weirdest.
Out more. You need to get out.
That's one of the... I've got really creepy con experiences. Like Jeeves, like Golden Vision and myself in BronyCon 2013.
I thought you were Jeeves did something.
Jeeves wasn't the creepy part. Believe it or not, Jeeves was not the creepy part. We were walking away from a panel, and this dude just kept on following us around and asking us about his Sunset Shimmer plushie, and oh my god, this guy was super. Oh my, I don't even remember half of what he says. All I know is he basically just stalked.
Was he the one who said he was going to start a meme?
Yes, he said he was going to start a meme, about Vinyl Scratch losing her bass cannon because I think one of the musicians from the previous night accidentally unplugged their speakers in the middle of like the Brony Palooza or whatever it's called, which first of all is hilarious. Second of all, don't. And like,
Don't.
Memes work.
Like if the phrase "I'm going to start a meme" ever leaves your mouth,
just
that's a sign to stop.
Yeah.
that's a sign
Just
you
take a
should have
moment,
stopped
think
a
about
long
where you
time
are,
ago.
think about your life, and reconsider a little bit.
Possibly
Just-
find a bridge to
Just
jump on.
find a mirror and just try to.
You
hold
know,
back the
there's no
tears.
need to be drastic about it. You just have to, take a few seconds, self-reflect, and say, do I really want to go down
Is this what I
path?
want to be? Is this what I want to get out of life? I'm going to start a meme.
Okay,
Yeah, taco.
Oh
Go
my
ahead.
god.
Okay, well, while Cap's eating, I'll tell about mine. Mine was at BronyCon, I think it was this last year.
Mm.
Yeah, it was this past year. And I was in line for one of the autographs because I got my poster and I have all the main voice actors except for one.
hmm
Ooh.
And there was a guy behind me, and he was in full-on Brony mode, with those clothes and stuff. I think he was trying to cosplay as Vinyl Scratch, like half the people at BronyCon do. Because
I like the addition of the word "trying."
Yeah.
That sounds a lot.
I think his cosplay pretty much consisted of a white coat and a blue tie, and he's like, I'm Vinyl Scratch.
I saw him.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
Vinyl Scratch your real
No,
name
you know
or
what? I did
Brony?
see during one of the Harry Potter book releases. I did see someone enter the costume contest and walk like in front of everybody, saying they were a Muggle in just fully normal clothing. One of the ballsiest things I've ever seen.
That is
Be a lost art, but it was brilliant.
That's perfect.
I remember there was at work there was a charity thing for like it was one of the Heart Foundations and the theme was be a superhero, donate blood, and so there was a charity event where everyone was supposed to dress up as a superhero. So naturally 90% of people were Batman, but one person showed up in one person showed up in a regular like everyday outfit and they're like, well, what's your costume? Well, I'm here. The true heroes are everyday citizens. Oh, fuck off. Fuck you.
No, I respect.
are-
I didn't do this,
True
but I have to tell this. No, I have to tell a story. Just while we're on the subject of like masterful bullshitting.
Mm-hmm.
One of the greatest things I've ever heard of anybody doing was actually something my little brother did. He had some project, I think, on because America. I guess it was on the Holocaust,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a history project supposed to like create this physical representation of some concept to do with that historical period.
Mm-hmm.
And he and his friend were partnered with it, and they forgot about it.
Uh-huh.
So the day of the project comes in, he's like a junior in high school, and they're like, "Shit, we have to do something." So my brother, my brother or his friend, one of them literally grabs a brick from the side of the road, just a stray brick somewhere. It's got a couple holes drilled in it. It's a brick.
Mm-hmm.
And they bring this brick into class, and they go on this explanation of how this like solid piece of brick with the holes drilled in it represents the state of Germany at the time, where it was fragmented and there were holes in their strategy, and they go on this whole diatribe about it, and they get an A on the project
Nice.
from literally picking up a brick from the side of the road on the way into school and making that
That
their
sounds like a
project.
discussion of Hulk versus Superman.
Uh-huh.
And it was a community college, and I totally forgot about this project, and I did a whole speech about Hulk versus Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Hulk won.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well done,
But
Hulk.
everyone else
I'm gonna admit, Aqua, I expected that story to go in a very horrible direction as soon as you mentioned it was about the Holocaust.
What, they brought in an easy bake oven and burned something?
Can we go on to more questions that FinFic asked us?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I still want to
Anyway,
know
we
what.
interrupted Jake like 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
He was telling
Yeah.
his weird BronyCon story.
Go for it, Jake.
Well, no, I mean, it's weird. It's one of those things. It's kind of hard to quantify exactly how this guy was the most. I hesitate to use the term, but it fits. Spaghetti I've ever seen in my entire life, and I made
will
the
not
mistake
hesitate to use that
because
term.
I'm the kind of guy that I try to be the nice guy. I try to get out there and engage people who obviously don't always get to socialize a lot. So I'm trying to be the nice guy. So when he said that he liked the plushie on my shoulder, which everyone knows I wear a plushie on my shoulder.
You do.
Yeah, you should fucking know, goddammit. Hang on. Anyway, he said that, and I made the mistake of turning around and saying thank you. Because apparently that was all the guy needed. And he launches into this diatribe explaining exactly how Rainbow Dash is the best character and how he really wishes he could meet a girl like Rainbow Dash and how he thinks he has a lot in common with Rainbow Dash and how I'm not like other bronies and that I really, really identify with the character of Rainbow Dash. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm doing the whole, oh, cool, man. That's cool. And I'm just, in my mind, I'm like, God, get me out of here.
No, see, Jake, you and me and my mother have all the same problem, which is that we outwardly act nice to people. It's like this look we give off for, like, if you start talking about some weird shit, we're not going to stop you. It's not a matter of awkwardness. It's not a matter of not having the capacity to tell you, no, stop, that's weird. We're just not going to do it.
See, that's also known as being British.
Like, I've been in that situation.
Oh, no, it is like, I like to help people. So I got the feeling that this guy didn't get out much, and he maybe needed a little boost. So I gave him a boost, and that boost turned
That's what I'm talking about, though. You're the type, we're the type of people who are going to say, hey, you know what, let's assume the best of people. And, usually it works out okay, but every once in a while, you have someone who thinks Rainbow Dash is best, and that's, besides being objectively wrong, just, the normal stage of conversation.
I mean, let's just clarify for a moment. The majority of BronyCon is actually really pretty fucking good.
It is.
Yeah, especially comparatively. I forget what chat. I think it was in the pre-reader chat for EQD. Somebody found and linked this Imgur album from Rainforest 2015.
Right.
Which I guess the backstory I could glean from it was that it, I guess, advertised itself as a fetish-friendly con.
Fucking window.
Oh, he found her. There's Sophie.
Alright, carry on with the Rainforest.
Okay, so it was a Seattle, Pacific Northwest con. Mm-hmm. I guess they advertised themselves, or at least were known to be fetish-friendly, whatever that means. What it ended up meaning was it was almost literally taken over by, the diaper crowd.
Right.
Oh, God.
Oh.
And I'm not talking about, most of the attendees were there, there's a picture of a guy walking around in the con hall with, a loaded one.
Yeah.
People leaving them in places, and, it just got taken over by this, and there was, this Twitter keeping track of shit. I'm giving you an example of the worst-case scenario.
Guys,
BronyCon is not the worst-case scenario.
As a story prover, this is not the worst-case scenario. This is
I'm talking for cons. For cons. In terms of a general convention experience, that is the worst-case scenario, and it doesn't happen usually.
Can we all just take a second and acknowledge the one of us that has seen the worst of the worst, and that's got to be Arch, because he's a Derpy Borough admin. Can you just think for a second of all the weird, freaky, disgusting shit that makes it onto that website, and now imagine the shit that he's got to see that didn't make it.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
The same applies to Fimfic, because like for the most part, Derpy Brew doesn't have quality control in the sense that you can upload a pretty shit, no pun intended, piece of art. Yeah. And it's fine because it's a piece of art. There are minimum standards. Yes, there are minimum standards on Fimfic that a lot of first-time authors, particularly, don't meet, and a lot of diaper stories don't ever meet.
What the fuck is diapers and nappies and...
I don't know.
I put a trash can next to me.
Yeah.
I'm about to fucking puke because of this shit.
Yeah.
No, hang on.
You're about to fucking puke because you've been drinking since 8 a.m.
We're gonna have fun for a second. I'm gonna read off some of the shit that I have blocked on Dirty Boro. Some of the things,
Oh, the
God.
tags, yes.
things
Yes,
that
do read
I'm
these
not
tags.
going to see. Let's see.
Sword
We
and dash.
have diaper change. We have diaper fetish. That's not that bad. We have fart fetish. That's getting kind of out there. We have magical lesbian spawn because I hate magical lesbian fart babies.
This is true. Well known fact.
Yeah.
I'm gonna puke
we
in a
have
second.
we have panty poop. Apparently that's a thing. Poop, pooping, scat, sneezing, because apparently sneezing is a fetish. Like people have a snot fetish, apparently. I guess.
All right, in their defense, that's not that gross. I mean, in terms of the things you've said just before that,
Yeah.
Okay,
Can we-
it could be worse.
And of course, the number one thing I have blocked: winning verse.
Yeah, that's just absolutely disgusting.
Ugh.
Wait,
I need to back-
Absolutely disgusting.
Absolutely haram.
what was it?
What was what?
Winning verse.
Weddingverse?
Don't
Yeah,
get me
winning,
fucking
but, you know.
started. I'm not drunk enough yet.
No
Drunk enough.
Yeah,
one
get a few
else.
more drinks in
Dude,
Jacob.
you've had like
Let
a
me
12-hour
let
head
me explain Winning Verse as someone who's never read one of the stories and really has no idea what it is.
I'll tell you how.
Winning
Yeah.
Verse is the
Just to
series
cut
of
everyone
stories.
Because
It's
if we
by a guy.
get into this, this will last for hours. First,
How about
it
we just go
starts-
to the next fanfic question?
Okay, Cap.
I don't
What you
care.
need to know about it is there's a major mechanic in the story where two girls can have sex and then one of them magically becomes pregnant.
but
That's all you
not
need to
boys.
know. That right
Boys aren't
there
allowed
is
that.
everything you need to know
Oh,
about
God.
stories.
Yeah, no, because I remember telling you I was going to write a story about like that happening to two guys.
Please do.
Like it was going to be like Big Mac and well, no, it's not relevant anymore. No one gives a shit about Winning Verse at this point.
Dude.
It's 2016, but
Sorry,
it was going to
Colton.
be I think like Big Mac and Caramel, and Caramel was going to like be in the doctor's office and like try to have the guy explain to him how he was pregnant.
I thought it would be Thunder Lane.
I want to see that. I want to see two stallions have sex and then one of them wakes up in the morning with a vagina.
No, there wasn't any
you've not
switching of
blocked-
parts.
You've not blocked that
There
from
wasn't any
Dirty
switching
Boro.
of parts. He was just
Bring up
pregnant.
next
It was like
question.
they were trying to figure out how the thing would even come out because there was nothing for it to come out of. He was just pregnant.
But
Oh my god.
It's not how it works, Cap. We'll have that discussion later.
Yeah, we'll tell you when you're older. We'll tell you when you're older.
next question.
Yeah. For the love of God, next question. I've got a question. As a story approver, what was the worst fic I've ever approved? I have too many options.
Oh,
Winning
I can
Verse.
I can sort of get no because I was in a Question Daily pre-reader. I can answer this question too.
Go for it.
I did not personally approve it, but I actually personally rejected Rainbow Factory
Yeah.
from EQD. It was submitted. I read it. I did this huge, like, actually ranty review on it, like 4 or 5 years ago.
Mhm.
But I was the one to personally say, no, this will not go up on Equestria Daily, and now it's like the most famous horror story in the fandom.
It's yeah.
So I'm not disappointed by that at all. I was also part of the conversation where we discussed whether or not to post My Little Dashie.
Right.
We were about split 50-50 because some of us were saying it's not really that good, it's kind of corny. The other people were saying, all right, but it's sweet, you know, people will like it. And I think it was like a tiebreaker. Somebody went in and said, all right, people are probably going to love this. Let's just go ahead and post it. And the rest is really sordid, unfortunate history.
If you ever
But-
talk to Rob Cakran,
Look, really
He's totally a
nice
chill
guy.
guy. He's a chill guy.
Rob Cakran is the coolest guy. He is the story's biggest critic. He knows it's not great.
yeah.
And Cap has had
Oh,
one
yeah,
too
thanks,
many
Cap.
drinks. Rip. Rip Cap. Oh my god. Isn't it?
You try and breathe and swallow at the same time.
It's strange how so many of the fandom's early authors who wrote stories that got popular but technically weren't that amazingly written are really humble about it. Like Penstroke is a really chill guy.
I fucking hate how chill Penstroke is. I wish I could hate him.
Because you want to
Yeah,
hate
he's a
him.
really nice guy, and he's
You
improved
want
a
to
lot.
hate him because of
There's
Nyx,
nothing
but it's just like,
logical
no.
about hating him.
Except
I know
the
you
fact
wanted
he's
to
a-
be like
He's
this arrogant.
he's gotten pretty good. He knows what he's doing now, and he's a nice person, and there's nothing at all you can hate about him. It's frustrating.
It's too perfect. God
Hold your hair
damn
back, Cap.
it.
Hold your hair
Oh,
back. Never mind.
I think we have a problem here. Every other sentence, we kill Cap for like 5 minutes.
Pretty much. Oh my.
I'm anticipating eventually Cap's going to fall over and not get back up, and we'll continue the stream for 30 minutes with just a blank screen on his end because he's passed out on the floor.
That's
Hey,
the horror
we'll still
movie
have
style.
Captain America.
I
Yeah.
literally drank some Crown Royal apple thing, and it didn't agree with me.
Oh dear.
Did you just
All I've heard was you drank Crown Royal, and that was your first mistake.
The first, well, I don't know. Maybe the first mistake occurred at like 8 a.m. this morning when he started drinking. You know.
Yeah, no,
first
that
of many.
was going to be my plan for the end of classes this year. It was going to be my, like I'm a senior. I'm going to do my last huge blowout. I was going to see if I could get a few of my senior friends to like start the day at 6 a.m. Like at sunrise, we just start drinking and we just keep going. And then it occurred to me that as a senior in college, I don't want to drink from 6 a.m. onward. That's horrible.
Well,
You want to start at a reasonable time and then go for a few hours and then go sleep and then get back up and continue.
Yes.
It's like
Hey,
I'm not a
that's-
freshman. I
that's
can't
all-
start at
that's
6
adult
a.m. and then just
responsibility.
keep going.
Oh my god.
you guys want to know a funny story about me and Disney?
No, keep
Absolutely
going.
not.
Well,
He's gonna tell it anyway. Go on.
Oh,
Do
dear.
it.
Yeah.
okay. So when I got accepted into the Disney scholarship, I went out and went to every bar in
Well, someone died.
I missed my trash can.
halfway through, I started to lose my Russian accent. I
Oh my god.
for a guy I work with. And I
So-
was just, hey, I need bar that plays the music that is heavy. They're like, what music
Okay.
is that? I'm like, it's the metal music.
Cap. All I know, because you lagged out a bit there, so all I heard was a garbled mess of nothing. Then Russian accent, and then that.
I used a
I think
Russian
you caught the
accent all
important
night.
part of the story.
I
Quite
just
possibly.
know I used a Russian accent all night long.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And
And we've got Archer here who can sing the Soviet national anthem.
No.
You can sing the Soviet national anthem.
Ye-
can't
yes,
you?
I can.
Kazakhstan is the greatest country in the world.
Okay. Well then.
We've got it in discordant stereo. This is not good.
No.
I think I was minimized when I spilled beer all over myself.
At least I'm not trying to sing the Soviet national anthem in a
Yes,
South
an
African accent.
Yes.
I'm singing a song from Sabaton.
No, hold up, time out, stop. Now I want to hear Arch try to do an American accent.
A South African accent. That's his thing. For
Oh.
some reason.
No,
All I
it's
can
not-
do
it's
in
not
a South African accent is mutter a lot and talk about folk and prawns.
I mean, that is most of it. This is-
Yeah. I'm not going to do it though.
No, it's
Because there might be a South African watching,
It's-
and then he'll come up here and shoot me.
of all the
I mean,
12
it'll take him like 18 to 24 hours, but he'll come.
Yes.
He
Yes.
knows where you live.
In like significance, it's Aqua's beard, Aquaman's beard, Plum's beard, and my beard. That's like the epicness of our beards.
Okay.
I'm really drunk.
Fair enough, dude.
I stopped drinking around noon, and there was a bit
Wow,
of like
what a casual.
I know, right?
I've had a question.
Go on, ask it.
Are you all worried about the global Scotch shortage?
There's a Scotch
As
shortage?
Siri
Well,
apparently
there-
has read about an
that's
article
where
about this,
there's
but there's no idea if it's real.
Dude, I'm just going to point out that in 2008 there was an article about how bacon was going to disappear within 6 months. Like, there's always going to be articles about shortages of shit. If there's going to be a Scotch shortage, it's going to be me. So,
I worked on a pig farm.
No, you know what they say. I mean, once you get too drunk, you get whiskey dick, and you can't procreate. So that's probably how the Scottish race will die out.
Well, they've managed so far.
inferior humans get whiskey dick. So,
I have a question. Well, a question was asked of me, and I was reminded because Cap was talking about beards, and when I was on my little 2-month hiatus, I had a pretty goddamn different beard going on.
You did. You did.
Yeah, but I got a question from a guy. He wanted to know more details about why I was gone, and I'm not going to answer that because it's a little goddamn personal, and I'm not that drunk yet. But I will say that part of the 30-day treatment was we had this 12-step program that we had to go to every single day. And if you've never been to a 12-step program, when you first get there, you get a 24-hour chip for whatever it is you're sober from, be it, booze, drugs, sex,
Fucking
whatever.
horses.
Yeah,
Ponies.
No. That comes into the story in a second. Just hang on.
Oh dear.
No, so and every time a new person comes in, we give them a chip, and the way it works is we pass the chip around the group, and everyone charges it with something. Like, I charge this chip with the courage to do this, or I charge the chip with whatever. And when it came to me, I had no fucking idea what to say. And so the first thing that popped in my mind was, okay, I'm going to charge this chip with honesty.
Oh.
A
little bit of your power level.
It gets better. The next day, we had another guy come in and another chip, and I didn't know what to say. And the first thing that popped in my head, I'm going to charge this chip with loyalty. Yeah, because blah 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 blah. And this continued for at least another 4 times, and every time I did a different element of harmony.
Oh my god.
No, and as the chip passed me, I muttered under my breath, "Oh my god, I am such a horse fucker."
I'm just gonna say, a little tiny bit of your power level was revealed that day.
Good job it didn't get to.
Spaghetti was spilling out of your pockets, but you managed to just stuff it back in quickly enough.
I had a bit of marinara oozing out, but I kept it up my armpits, so they just thought.
Jesus Christ.
I thought for a second you were going to say Captain Unstoppable's bullshit. When I just spam you for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh
Cap, you know that you're leaning like noticeably to one side?
Yeah.
I don't want to accuse you of having imbibed too much tonight.
Yeah, because
but I want to bring that up.
So he's that side heavy.
It's the whole planet.
He's got too many thoughts on one side of his brain, so it's sort of tilting.
I've gone to the Brown Derby twice today. I've gotten probably about. I've lost track of the alcohol in my body.
Yeah, I mean.
See, that sounds like a normal college experience. I had that briefly for a semester in Exeter, which I've discovered is a party school since I went there. I didn't know it was a bad college until I had left Exeter.
Uh-huh.
Hey
That was
guys,
my party school experience.
Exeter, the party capital of the United Kingdom, apparently.
No, all right, you're mistaking party school with party capital.
Yeah,
Party schools can exist anywhere.
true.
Wait,
That just means it's a school that cares
went to
about
Exeter
party.
in the UK?
He
Yeah.
did. He did a term a year abroad and played rugby a lot. So.
Oh right, that explains.
So
that
yeah,
explains
it's
a
pretty
lot.
much a miracle I'm still alive. Because I talk about rugby in the United States like, yo, we go super hard. We have great parties.
Mhm.
I was there actually with another player from my rugby team here.
Mhm.
So I had support to corroborate this. There were points we both looked at each other as juniors going into senior year who had been with rugby our entire time here, looking at each other and going, this is fucking nuts. I can't do this. This is beyond anything we ever imagined.
Pretty much.
Like- I feel like I've told this story before, but I guess for the benefit of however many people are still, for some godforsaken reason, listening to me talk
The
right now.
numbers are still going up. We've got about 14 people.
How much are we
That's
at?
fantastic. I love you guys. But the way that a rugby social works in the UK, first of all, it's on a Wednesday night.
Mhm.
I don't know why. That was their night to go out and get just shit-faced. Was Wednesday night, always. We would go play a match, and we'd come back. We'd get like maybe an hour between when the bus would get back into town and when we'd be expected to show up at this place, because the thing starts at 7 p.m. It's not like a normal American party where it's like, okay, the start time's at 10 o'clock, and maybe you show up at 10:45 and you do whatever.
Mhm.
No, you're there at 7 o'clock because that's when it starts. Go to the place. The drink of choice was Snakebite, which at this place was half a pint of Foster's, half a pint of Strongbow cider with a squirt of blackcurrant syrup in it for flavor.
Yeah, that's a snake bite. Yeah.
And you could get 2 of those for £4.
Ew.
And that was what you did. You got it saying you wouldn't even say what you're getting. You just go to the bar and say, "Can I get 2, please?" And they'd give you 2 snake bites, and you give them £4 because they knew what was going on. So we had the whole second floor of a pub to ourselves, and placed around the floor at strategic intervals were these big blue, what looked like dumpsters, and they were the bunder bins.
Oh,
Because the design of this night was that you would consume enough of these snake bites to the point where you would have to use one of these bunder bins for any bodily, expellation of liquid, whether through your mouth or through any other portion of you, which I saw a non-zero number of times. You would use the bins, and the bins would get reasonably full by the end of the night because it's about 150, 200 maybe college-age men, I hesitate to say, drinking this crap just aggressively. You didn't drink one of these things unless you were bolting it, unless you were chugging it.
This very much sounds like South England, I'm going to say.
It's a South England thing. But one of the most incredible things I would see, and it would happen at least one time, probably 2 times, every time I went to a social, someone would do, or 2 people at the same time across from each other, circled around one of these bins, would do a jug. That was the term for it. And they would get a jug, like a pitcher of snakebite, which is equivalent to about 4 pints.
yeah.
And it was a race to see who could finish the jug fastest. And I did not at any point ever see a single person finish a jug without puking.
Good lord.
Well,
It was a design inherent in the contest that you would have to puke up some of it before you finished it. And that was one of the things that me and my fellow rugby player from America looked at each other and went, I did not ever imagine this being a thing.
Expect this.
This is so far beyond any semblance of rationality.
Yeah, that's fairly typical.
Of South England. And also,
Not far off.
frat night. Join a fraternity.
Uh-huh.
We chugged a jug of rum that one night. It was
Oh, did you do Circle Trust?
No, it was a Circle of Trust. It was just pie caps exchanging a bottle of rum between each other, and I went for 30 seconds, and
No,
I got
you mean pie caps and not picos, right?
Fuck pike. We're pie cap of
That's what I was saying. That's what I was going to say. Because if you're going to say picos, say, well, they probably don't have a lot of tolerance for alcohol since all they do is cocaine.
oh
Jake,
my god.
Yeah, those of you who are not in college, you think I'm kidding?
No.
I'm not.
No, the picos are on coke.
You know those fuckers.
I love them to death. They're great guys, but they're on coke.
You know those fuckers who would not initiate you in my fraternity? I got them in Florida. You'll be my brother.
Oh, dear. I mean, I've never experienced anything quite like what Aquaman's described, but I have encountered a few similar situations. But the only one the closest to that I've taken part in personally is just Ring of Fire. Where it's card game where every time you basically lose, there's a bunch of different dares, and one of them is you have to upend all of your drink into a communal jug, and everyone's drinking different drinks. And if anyone gets, I think it's the Queen of Spades, they have to chug the entire thing.
It's the Ace of Spades.
No, I think it's the Queen.
That's probably a British thing though, because y'all actually have queens.
Yeah, I think it is the Queen.
We have
of Spades.
all sorts of queens, yes.
This is true. We have a variety.
Mm-hmm. You also have a ruler who's a woman and been the monarch.
The ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Queens all day, every day.
You'll be my brother in fraternity by the end of next fall.
I am not joining a goddamn fraternity. Let me tell you.
I made you
Let me tell you why. I've already been to a place where everyone abuses you, everyone calls you names, and you have to prove yourself. I already did that shit. I'm not doing it again. I'm on team.
You did that shit, and you got promoted for it.
Yeah, let me tell you exactly what fucking happened.
What you're telling me is that the US Army is actually the biggest fraternity in the world.
That's
No, let me tell you what's gonna happen. You're gonna take me to your little fucking fraternity place with all your little fucking fraternity friends, and they're gonna tell me to stand straight up and say some weird little fucking speech. I'm gonna tell them to go fuck themselves, and I'm gonna get kicked out.
No.
Because I'm not gonna let an 18-year-old kid tell me what to do. I'm 30 goddamn years old.
It reminds me, there was some story. One of my parents told me this story the other night of right after they graduated. My mom's little sister was at UVA, and at some point, like, they wanted to come join her at a party, and my mom's little sister, my aunt, told them, no, you guys are too old to come to a college party, and they were like 24 at the time, and I guess they didn't go. But I'm about to be a graduating senior. I've played rugby the entire time I've been in college. I would relish a chance at someone to tell me, you're too old to come to a college party. At which point I would say, really now? Because the way I see it, everybody at this party is about to be too young for me. I'm showing up and I'm bringing friends now. We're going to take over.
I don't want to be mean, but I'll be willing to break to you. I think you're officially becoming the creepy old guy on campus.
Jake, shut up for a second. Here's the thing. Fraternities.
Brave man cat.
Yeah, you giggle, mate. I swear on me mum, I'll push your fucking head in.
You fucking Irish jacks like you fucking tartar.
Oh god, he's turned Irish.
Oh no. This is the worst of possible outcomes.
Fucking hell.
Thoughts in a fucking mason
Fucking
jar.
prawns.
Oh, okay.
Jake, shut up. As the guy who loves you, shut up. With the Florida you are my brother of fraternity. You're my little brother of fraternity.
We're not even an hour in, ladies and gentlemen, and we're singing the Titanic as someone is screaming about how they're going to be brothers.
What's up, Titanic? That's "I Will Always Love You" by Whitney Houston. You're thinking of the Celine Dion song "My Heart Will Go On."
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's the bodyguard.
Wherever you are.
Oh god.
Now we're singing
I don't know the rest of the song.
Even
Yeah, let's get this train started, okay?
Just read another question.
We don't have questions.
All right, this is my forte. We're transitioning into EQD podcast format, which means we're just going to talk about random subjects, except this time we're drunk, so it's going to be fun.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, let's just make
So, guys, season 6, it's about a week away, give or take a day.
Nice.
General thoughts.
I should probably watch Equestria Girls at some point.
Okay, no, I've officially seen all 3 of them at this point. Let me give you the breakdown. First one, get drunk for it. It's mediocre to bad. Second one, get drunk for it. It's okay. Third one, get drunk for it, and then don't end up watching it and just go get more drunk elsewhere. There you
I can
go.
do that. I'm already on the way.
I have nearly 400 followers on FanFiction. I have seen 3 episodes fully of My Little Pony.
You traitor!
Wait a minute. No, shut. What? You've been to a non-zero number of conventions. You had to have, seen by proxy at least 2 there.
I've seen
Only
3
just acted out by the people.
What the
My Little
fuck?
Pony.
No, I'm genuinely shocked.
At this point, Captain Unstoppable has seen more Ponies the Anthologies than he has Pony.
I only seen 1 Pony at Thomby, but that's because I was drunk as fuck and I have no idea what I was watching.
Let me
Who the fuck are you?
let me explain Aqua. I can tell you who he is.
Unstoppable.
I can tell you who he is, and this is kind of sad. Now, before I say this, let me say, Cap, I love you like a fucking brother. I'm not one of your little fucking frat
No,
buddies.
this is gonna get intense now.
My friend,
boy.
buddy.
But,
I'm bracing myself.
but Cap gets all his information on My Little Pony from reading my stories. Pretty much.
All right, well, that marks the end of this stream. I'm gonna go ahead and log off now. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm going to go drink myself into a stupor. Oh my god.
Actually, I'm
Why do you
just
think
gonna
he's so
be back
obsessed
in a
with
sec.
Mac Dash? Because I shipped it in one story, and now
Cap,
all the moves.
I have watched all 117 episodes of this
No.
goddamn fucking
No,
show. You're telling me you've seen 3.
I want to tell you guys how I got into My Little Pony and how I should Mac Dash.
Into it because you've watched 3 damn episodes.
Shut the fuck up, Aqua. I'm going to tell you guys how I got into this fandom. When I was working at a party for Hilton, we had a Budweiser there. It was huge party. We were 3 hours fucking late to get to the fucking dinner. But hey, I'm a chill dude, so it was okay. But they had a
The many
sale
things
there.
you are, Cap, a chill dude is not one of them.
It's 100% true. But there's a Clydesdale there, and I was like, oh my god, it's a fucking Clydesdale. And the first thing I thought of was like, do they have Clydesdales in My Little Pony? So I went online and I searched for Clydesdales, and the first thing I showed up was Big Mac.
That's a very dangerous prospect of looking for.
I'm telling you how I got into My Little Pony.
Some shit. You could have seen some shit.
This is
I
true.
could have, but I didn't. I just saw Big Mac.
In a diaper, so you saw some shit.
And I read I watched the episode of like Big Mac and Shirley or whatever the fuck her name is.
Shirley.
The one poison.
Oh, yes, or Charlie, or whatever the fuck her name is, like you don't know.
I don't know.
Oh,
His
it's
Don't fuck
Shirley.
with
Like,
us.
there's just a random pony called Shirley.
Sorian, and his name's Soren.
Right.
I just say Sorian. Just fuck it. But anyway,
Your dinosaur kin. So
the,
sorry.
the original ship I did was Mac and Shirley. But I looked for stories about Mac Dash because I couldn't find anything on fan fiction. And this is before those days of Havenness and such. And I saw Mr. Maximus stories of the Range story.
Home on the
And,
Range.
Alone on the Range. I don't know what the fuck it was called. But, yeah. I was corrupted. I
Yeah.
need more alcohol.
Okay.
Cap, I just want to point out you've written 15 different stories about a show you've seen 3 episodes of.
I think if anyone
Four.
here is showing their power level, it's Cap.
Yeah, and it's a pretty pathetic power level. It's about 3.
Yeah.
He'd get owned
What
by
does the scanner
Yamcha.
say about his power level? It's 3!
He'd get fucking beat up by Yamcha.
It's just 3!
I've traded Krav Maga, Muay Thai, Sambo,
Oh
boxing,
god,
get
it's dropping now
absolutely-
into 2!
savant,
Yeah. Let me tell you, I'm a Special Forces SEAL, Navy SEAL sniper, you son of a
I
bitch.
have 500 confirmed
Oh,
kills
fucking
in the Navy SEALs. Oh my god, are you serious?
He's actually
Fucking
not a
bronze.
sword.
Oh god, he's got
Wow.
his swords out.
Wow, he has a katana. Okay, that's a power level of at least 9,000 right there.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, that's a different
if
kind of
we're,
power
if we're
level.
waving cutlery about, just a second.
Oh, he fucking
Now,
gets
the important question, Cap, is where is your fedora?
I actually had a fedora for 2 weeks because of a bet.
Cookery!
Ooh, that's a nice cookie.
Yes,
I
it is.
have a Corona beer opener I found on the street.
I don't have
Hey,
a
you know
cookie.
what?
I just have a dinner.
This is my ultimate knife. The night I was stalked, I stabbed someone with this knife, so fuck off.
Hey,
Oh,
Cap,
dear.
I don't think that's the kind of thing you want to admit to on a stream because you can
Fuck off, he says.
I've had so much
I killed a
alcohol.
man with this, don't you know?
Don't you know?
I also have a knife from Romania.
Uh-huh.
I have Crown Royal.
see
I have
now.
a bottle
See,
opener from England.
Woohoo!
This is actually from England. I just stole it.
This is where I'd be a true American and show off my guns, but the army took them.
No.
Ooh.
Jake, you just
Oh.
have to show us your other
Fucking
guns.
government.
Yeah.
Aqua,
The government came for the guns. Trump
fucking
2016.
shirt. Speaking of blood,
I knew I wasn't crazy for thinking Obama was going to do it for 8 consecutive years. It happened.
Aqua, take off your shirt. You promised.
Okay.
Oh, come on. We're only an hour in.
Yeah, we
You're going to have to give me a little more than that.
More for
I
Loco
want to get a
required.
drink.
Oh my
No, I was gonna drink the second Four Loko, and then I realized I don't want to die tonight.
god.
Well, I want to die tonight, so here's my recipe.
Now, Cap, don't die tonight.
Brown Royal.
Just make a mess.
I don't want to, yeah, on the subject of making a mess, if you really want to die tonight, you've already demonstrated you have a katana. I'm not
Oh, no,
suggesting anything. I'm just saying.
No, we're not having anyone disemboweling themselves live on the internet.
Committing
Nice.
Sudoku.
Just playing devil's advocate, though, we'd get a lot more viewers.
Well,
Up to
No.
post it to
No.
4chan. Yeah.
some cranberry juice.
Yeah, post to 4chan. Hey, this guy has like a 10% chance of killing himself on stream. Come watch us just in the off chance,
Well, 20% chance.
that's. I mean, I think you're being a bit stingy there with that percentage.
So Sprite.
Right?
He's still telling us how he's making his drink.
What,
No,
what was
God.
it before that?
I don't give a fuck.
You're saying Sprite as if it's a bad mixer. The worst mix I've ever had was Hawaiian Punch and Everclear.
Oh,
Everclear.
First of
Why
all,
would
first of all, Hawaiian Punch is not a good mixer for any alcohol. Don't ever do that.
True fact.
Bad
yeah.
decision. I've made that
Know what it
mistake
is?
twice. Both times, bad decision. But the thing about Everclear is you have to have it in either a solid plastic or glass container. Because if you have it in a paper cup, as I did, the Everclear is of such a high alcohol content that it will literally start eating through the cup. This really I was about halfway through it because I was trying to take it slow because it was friggin' Everclear. And I look at the cup and there's like beads of red on the outside where like things are leaking through the outside of the cup because the 95% alcohol in the Everclear is just destroying the cup. It's breaking it down on a molecular level.
Okay.
That's
you
why
want-
you don't drink Everclear.
Wow.
If you want an alcohol story, it's the first time I got drunk.
Uh-huh.
what an alcohol story!
Ooh.
Look at the app right
Are
now.
those the stories we're telling now?
I mean, if we're
I can tell one of those.
The first time we got drunk. I like this question. Please continue.
The first time I got drunk was at my brother-in-law's bachelor party.
How old
And,
were you? Critical detail.
He had it's called tea. It was Arizona tea, fresh oranges, fresh lemons, and nothing else but vodka.
Yeah.
And it was the best fucking day of my life. All the guys who was there used me as a tool to see girls' tits. It was like, hey, this guy never seen a girl's tits in his life, and they just flashed us, and it was awesome.
Nice.
And now I'm drinking more Macintosh Apple,
yeah.
and this is gonna hurt.
I don't think we're going to find out.
No, I don't think so.
I'm gonna
He's
guess-
off in his own world at this point.
App, how old were you?
20.
Oh.
Okay.
You hadn't seen any titties at 20? No.
I was gonna say,
I was expecting you to say like 9 or something.
yeah. Well, I mean,
No,
that's what
No,
you get
that really it's almost a better story when it's 20 versus when it's 9 because then it's like somebody with a 9-year-old sibling told a bunch of girls, "Hey, this kid's never seen tits before," and they went, "Okay, sure," and just flipped them up.
That's
No,
like the story of a serial killer.
Here's a real good part of that story.
Mhm.
Is maybe do a keg stand. I went for
When
a
you were
minute and 30
You were
seconds.
9, yeah.
The minute I got done, everyone was cheering, and someone dropped a bottle of rum. I grabbed the rum and started chugging it, and then someone just made a motorboat of someone's tits, and it was awesome.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
impressed you remember up to that point.
Yeah, I'm also impressed that you managed to
Down my
like
life.
do this at the age of 9. Like you got off the jungle gym and then started cake standing.
Hey, that's how we do things in here in America, okay?
Yeah.
It ain't legal, but it's tradition.
America, I'm going to get drunk off my ass.
Yeah, I know
dear.
that song too.
God
Yeah.
bless us.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's no.
Yeah,
gonna
you
make-
already passed that point,
I'm
Cap.
trying to think the first time I got drunk.
I think I was about 15. maybe that sort of age, and I was, 14 probably, and I was just at a party with friends. The first time I actually got drunk, like I set out to get drunk, was probably like 16 or something like that. Because yay, Scotland.
Yeah.
First time I got drunk, I remember that I was 18 years old. It was my freshman year in college. It was actually my second semester of my freshman year in college, and my girlfriend at the time was trying to rush a sorority, and one of her sorority sisters brought over a bottle of vodka to her dorm, and she didn't know that neither of us had gotten drunk in our lives ever to that point.
And we whipped the perfect alcohol to start on.
Yeah, I think also she brought with her a board game called Pretty Pretty Princess.
Of course.
And the three of us had vodka straight out of the bottle, and we played Pretty Pretty Princess. And as of now, all time, my record in Pretty Pretty Princess is 1-0-0, because I won that game and had about 4 or 5 shots of vodka in the process, and got kind of shit-faced. But I also had some earrings and a necklace, and I think some rings, and then finally the tiara to signify that I won.
What?
I'm imagining you were very pretty.
I was the prettiest princess.
You did fly to the
You
castle.
are a princess.
The sad thing is, I think I remember seeing commercials for that game.
In like the
seen
70s.
commercials.
See,
I
now,
had never heard of it before, and I've never seen it since, but I won that game.
See, now I'm boring because the first time I got drunk was on my 21st birthday. I know. I know. I'm such a fucking casual.
No, that's a very responsible way to view the world.
You are a very good person, Jake.
Yeah.
You're
Anyway,
better than us.
the fun part of the story doesn't actually start till the day after, because the party was fun. I was there with my brother and sister, and at some point I ended up making out with the same girl that had just made out with my brother. So that was kind of
You're
fucked
asking
up.
my brothers now.
Weird.
Yeah, hey, we're from Texas, not Arkansas. Shut the fuck up. Anyway.
Eskimo Brothers is universal.
Yeah, what?
Eskimo Brothers is universal.
Yeah, hey, shut up. Anyway, the problem was at about 2 in the morning, I decided I got the idea I wanted to do my first drunk phone calls. Because apparently I thought that was a thing. So I started calling everyone in my unit back in Fort Riley, Kansas, until just telling them, "Hey guys, I'm drunk."
I like this story better imagining that you were a sergeant at the time and people just got calls from their sergeant and just go, "Hi guys."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No. So I was home on leave and I called all of them. They had known that I'd never been drunk before because I was just. And so naturally, at 6 in the morning, every 5 minutes for the next 4 hours, I got phone calls from someone at the unit waking me up. Hey, how you doing? I was, oh my god, I was so hungover that literally, like, answering the phone was just like,
Beautiful. Oh dear.
Hey, Jake, sorry to cut you off, but I got another question from a fraternity brother.
Okay.
The question is, how did you get into My Little Pony?
Regrettably.
Okay. Next question.
Yeah, reluctantly.
Yeah.
4chan.
Yeah, in all seriousness, I was browsing 4chan and saw a bunch of pony threads over the course of like 3 months. I was like, fuck it. Either these guys are the greatest shitposters I've ever seen, or there's actually some merit to this show. Turns out, bit of both.
Yeah, it was a similar situation for me, except the fact that I had literally never been on 4chan before that moment. So it was like late, like I guess January 2011, like after things had started. I said, you know what? I've heard so much about 4chan. I'm gonna go there, and I went to 4chan.
Bumped into all My Little Pony.
Yeah, and then I saw it. I was like, okay, well, this is about what I expected. You know, it's a bunch of weird shit. But at some point, I stumbled across a pony thread, and I'd never heard of this before. I had no idea what the hell was going on. But I was like, all right, this is kind of weird. And then I kept seeing more and more threads. It's like, okay, what is this? I don't know what's going on. and I watched the first, I guess, the pilot. I was like, okay, well, that was aggressively not awful.
Yeah. That's the
And
way
which is really the best way you can describe the pilot. It was aggressively not awful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I was
which,
like,
to be
well, I've
fair,
got nothing else to do
it's
tonight.
pretty good for a pilot when you compare it to things like Avatar: The Last Airbender. I love that show to death, but holy fuck, it took me 6 months to get through the first 2 episodes because I'd start it up, find the last place I watched it to, watch 30 seconds, just close it and go cry in a shower. Like, no.
Yeah, the first couple of episodes weren't brilliant, were they?
No, they
No,
were
yeah.
not.
No, I remember. I don't know how anybody involved in the situation got into the situation, but somehow one of my friends was in this, like, I guess Nickelodeon club or some I have no idea what it was, but somehow he got the pilot of Avatar: The Last Airbender before it ever premiered. I think it may have actually literally been like the test audience for it. I was in that audience, so like he got the 12, like 10-ish-year-old boys together in a room, and all of us were some of the
Sounds
first
like
people in the
Star Wars
world
story.
to watch the pilot of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
And your opinion?
Because I remember this because afterwards we were supposed to like answer this questionnaire of like how we felt about it. I think we were literally a test group for it.
I think
I have no idea how my friend got into that situation, but we watched it for the first time, and everyone was like, "Yeah, it was all right. We're 10 years old. We haven't formed the ability to have coherent opinions yet." I don't know why you're asking us. It was, yeah, sure, whatever. And then I never watched another episode for 3 years, and eventually it became a big thing.
Well, I'm aggressively reminded of there's a Simpsons scene where like Nelson Muntz, Bart Simpson, and Milhouse and etc. are all like
I remember that episode!
They become like a test audience for a TV show, and hands up if you want goofy action. And then-
Wait, is that the strategy thing?
yeah, and then it's hands up if you want a serious story with real life morals.
Yeah!
So you want
a
goofy
serious
action
story
with
with real life morals and off the wall robots.
yes, and then
Oh my God, I saw that like 5 weeks ago.
so yeah.
Yeah.
Pro tip: Avatar: The Last
That's
Airbender.
weird, isn't it? Because you would think, I mean, with the way y'all are talking, you would think that you want them to listen to us instead of listen to the 10-year-old girls that are watching My Little Pony.
I mean, my opinion
10 is
objective.
optimistic. It's like 6 to 8,
Yeah.
really.
My opinion is
And then
objectively
there's us.
correct. So they should probably listen to me at some point. So
I'm tempted to pull the old man card and say I was playing with My Little Pony when most of you weren't born.
dude, you were writing fan fiction when I wasn't born. Dude, I just want to share this story on stream because it's a beautiful story. Arch met his wife through Simpsons and Futurama fan fiction.
Arch is married?
Arch is married.
didn't
Seriously,
know this?
he married
Arch is
his
heterosexual?
Oh my god, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Wait. You mean girls actually exist?
I know, it's amazing.
There are no girls on the internet.
This was before the internet. The fanfiction was carved into stone.
Wait, no.
That's my wife.
Okay, wait,
There's
no.
me.
Hang on.
Look at my
Hang
sister.
Dude. Oh wow.
Wait. No, that's the extra context. That's the extra context I needed. Was this wasn't just through the internet? This was back when fan fiction was through fanzines that you had to get mailed like once a month. That's incredible.
I don't know if that was the case.
That's dedication to your craft. If you
I
had to
don't
get
know if that was the case, but no, like Arch wrote like Simpsons fan fiction, and one day his biggest fan like started talking to him, and it turned out she was a Swedish chick, and they ended up getting married, and they've been like married for 10 years now.
Oh my god!
We were together for another
Dude,
few years
guys,
as well.
this is literally
Oh
fan
my
fiction. Fan fiction got Arch laid. Just
Yeah,
want to throw that out there.
Arch, I want to preface this by saying that's literally the dream, and I have nothing but respect for you for that. But at the same time, holy shit, that's literally the funniest hookup story I've ever heard.
Yes.
Okay, that's
Arch almost scoring.
pathetic hookup story I've ever heard in my life. Because I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's cool that you met your wife through fan fiction. That's awesome. But at the same time, it's kind of sad
Dude.
Jake, let me correct you on something really quick. We're all men under the age of 50. Any story that ends with "we had sex" is not sad.
No, you're right. It's kind of like it's one of those sort of weird, sort of nerdy things. On the other hand, you know what?
Just say you met on a dating site.
Yeah, no. The stories can be disappointing. They can be disgusting. They can be altogether inconsistent with our moral fiber, but they're not sad.
Hold on, guys. I'm going to point out we've answered like none of the questions.
We answered like
Cool.
5 that I got, and I've been asked like 7. So
Then we were-
The only question I've been asked is ask me if I like tits or ass. So you shut
The
didn't
answer to that
answer
is
that.
yes.
no, he answered. His answer was horse. So
Yes, I know. I didn't specify which species.
I want one more question. I just want to ask. It was from one of my new followers. She is a huge Saurian Dash fan, so I have to hate her on principle. But she wanted to know if I would like her if she wrote a Mac Dash fiction. And I said, I don't know what the fuck the friend is.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay.
So I guess is the question here really what ship do you have to write for us to automatically like you on principle?
I'm going to say.
You don't have an answer for that?
No, I have an answer to this.
I know what you can ship to make me automatically hate you.
No, I have an answer to this.
No, this is
If
the
you
hard
write-
version.
If
What
you
do you-
write Princess Luna X Tank, I love you, because one person has written that and it was beautiful.
It
Tank.
was?
Tank
Like,
and
turtle?
Princess Luna.
Send me that fan fiction. I want to
No, all right.
do that.
Completely serious answer. If you write Diamond Bloom, I love you. I'm a sick individual.
Literally wrote you a story where Rumble and Apple Bloom. There's I have 2 stories where it hints at that, and you never liked me. I'm gonna cry. I want to drink more.
No, Cap, don't feel bad. There are a lot more reasons besides that I don't like you.
Okay, so wow.
I'll tell you mine then. I'll tell you mine. The one that if anyone wrote this for me, I'll be their friend forever.
Well, no one likes me, so that's okay.
I found the Tank X Luna Clopfic that I was talking about. It's called.
Oh, you
Hard
didn't say the
Shells-
word Klopfic. Now I'm a little horrified.
Hard Shells in a Dark Night is what it's called.
Fucking turtle.
At some point, there was a Twist X Gummy fic,
Yes.
like Gummy the Alligator. It was
There-
called, pronounced as if you were slurring the word Thothuper.
Well,
And I think it was submitted to EQD at some point, like years and years ago. I don't know if it's on FinFic, but it was actually kind of hilarious.
Thanks for asking.
But we had to not post it because it was technically underage. Even though the age of the alligator couldn't be determined, we assumed that Twist being involved was not okay.
Okay.
But it was
I'm
actually
just
kinda
going to
funny.
point out. I posted the Tank X Luna Clopfic in the live stream chat thing on Skype. I tried checking out the author, whose name is Lol Dongs. I tried checking out his.
Great Klopfic name.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's the name of the story is Hard Shells in a Dark Night.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god.
Yes, it is.
That cover art though.
Yeah, I'm also going to. I thought this was written by a different author because I know another author who writes stuff like this. Like he wrote. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna talk
hold
about the
up.
titles.
You thought I was a good author? His name is Lol Dongs.
Dolan goes to a crisp.
Equestria.
Dolan.
Dolan goes to Equestria. But I just want to point out, every time I try and go on this person's like behind the scenes admin page and see all the stuff that they've done, this FinFic crashes. I get 500 errors. FinFic cannot handle the lol dongs.
I want to point out that I think everyone here has more followers than me, and it's odd.
I mean, I've got 280 or something like that.
Oh my god, I have more followers than you.
Yeah. I also haven't written the
All
story.
right, no, Jake's got us all beat because he's popular and people like him.
Yeah.
So,
These things aren't necessarily the same, but
Anyway, I have to interrupt.
Stories.
I have to interrupt for 1 second because I just got a comment. It wasn't a question, but it was from Pat Fiera, who said the only reason he's watching the stream is because I promised I would take my shirt off.
he also
Go on then, Aqua.
Go.
There we go.
I'm not
Give
taking
it
it
a-
off for anything less than
Rub
10,000.
my nipples for that one.
Oh my god. I posted another story in the chat, by the way.
You're
It's by
welcome, Pat.
a different author. It was one I thought wrote the other story, but apparently not.
Apple Short.
Apple Short is a beautiful person, and I love them.
This.
I wish it,
Oh, God, Plum, what?
yes,
Don't you read?
Jesus.
yes.
Seriously.
Uh,
I'm not even going to read that out.
oh my god.
What
Apple
the-
Short was a beautiful user. They were amazing. Also, they had a story that they never published called Orange Frog Army Against the Apple Farm and Celeste Gets Her Party or Frosted Love of the Princess. It was kind of weird because it was a sequel to his other story called, what was it, Prince Martin Willis, King of Portals, which was just... It includes a winky face in the title, so you know exactly what it's going to be like. Hang on. No, the Tale of Prince Martin Willis. There we go. I'm sharing this as well. Nobody watching this is going to see any of this, but you guys are.
No, they're all
That's
too
going to
busy
be
staring
worth
at
it,
Aqua.
pretty much.
Yeah, people are amazed by Aqua's pancake.
Aqua.
That's,
Yes, just like most of you humans, I too have nipples.
Most.
Can we all just take off our shirts? Just
No.
make this podcast amazing.
No.
No,
Nah.
So
no.
I never actually told the story of how I got into this whole pony thing.
Oh,
No,
everyone
you
shut
didn't.
up.
no,
Go
I
for it,
didn't.
Arch.
No, you see, what happened is, some friends of mine took me to a remote cottage in Wales, right?
Oh god.
Sat me down in
Oh,
front
this
of
is
the
how all
TV.
good stories start.
I'm pretty sure this is how Saw 7 starts.
Basically, after a week of that, I couldn't watch anything else without going into convulsions. So,
Aw. Oh
Oh.
my
nice
god.
barbecue though. It was nice.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fuck
But
off.
in all seriousness, it did kind of go down like that, but not quite in the weird culty way. It's just sort of in the
you got inducted.
yeah. Turn it off, yeah.
Talking
Yeah,
to the
basically,
fanfiction
I was forcibly inducted into the cult, and now I can't escape. Help me!
wife.
Wait a minute. Why have I read one chapter of one of these fics that
Is it the Tale of Prince Martin Willis?
Yeah, it shows like I've read chapter 1.
Everyone has read the Tale of Prince Martin Willis. They just don't remember it because they tried to forget. Look
I haven't-
at the like bar. 54 upvotes, 420 downvotes. Oh,
That's
my
aggressive.
Yeah.
Also, I threw my shirt across the room, so I'm really committed to this at this point.
I date Twilight when I fall through a portal into the pony world.
Portal. It's hard to emphasize.
Portal, but
Yeah.
not.
It's hard to emphasize the word portal because it sounds
Portal.
right, but it's spelled so wrong.
It's not like Pottle.
Alright, in his defense, that's basically how the English language worked for about 400 years.
Kind of true. Oh my god.
Take off my shirt.
Ponies.
Just for everyone watching the
Can I read an excerpt of this story?
Go for it.
Please.
Okay.
I told people we'd be reading drunk fanfics.
All right, here we go. This is from chapter 7 of the tale. Get it? Wink, wink. Of Prince Martin.
Prince.
All right.
It's important to pronounce it Prince because the R is capitalized. Prince.
I'm gonna do my best dramatic voice. So here we go.
Alright.
Dramatic voice.
I was in Discord's eyes, prepared to be sucked into the worst possible lifestyle loser of a freak king. I screamed and doing a badass leap from one eye time slowed, like in the Matrix, till I could see his whole evil face, and I shot both of the portals of orange and blue from my hands into each eye. Motherfucker!
Yeah.
That's about
Now
the
my
best
eyes.
expression
now my
of
eyes
5
will be
exclamation
forever
points I can think of.
Is this written by the same guy that did John Freeman, The Full Life Consequences?
Yeah, Apple Short is basically the Half-Life Full Life Consequences author of Finfic. It's beautiful. Oh my god, his entire library is solid gold. Just
No, that's not gold.
Oh
No,
god,
it's
Tap took his shirt off
absolutely
too.
gold.
It's the opposite of gold.
It's absolutely gold.
It's the
I
golden
don't have
turd.
time for.
Phosphate.
I like how chapter 3 starts with I ran out of time while writing this, so that only most of what I wanted to say I could. Also, I will not be editing this story until it is up, since it's already here, and people say it better to go back after, see how much better you have gotten. The next day, Spike and I ran across the... Oh, fucking Christ.
The next day, Spike and I ran
Okay.
across to the library to visit with
Good
Twilight
line.
to let her know we
Okay.
will be heading to Fluttershy Wood Castle.
Twilight, I jumped and ran, kissing her and hugging her mane harshly. We need to go visit Fluttershy, so we will be gone today, but I still love you in the most because you are my favorite. She nodded with understanding beyond my expectations, and I signaled to Spike that it was good time to go, after I kissed Twilight goodbye for then. Thank you,
Mike,
Uncle
we
George.
must hurry. I have a bad feeling in my gut. Yes, we must, because I am getting tired of all this walking. He gloomed.
This is
Throw some balls, coward. I snorted in anger, and he flamed at my hoofs in vengeance.
Oh my god.
This is glorious.
Fucking coward,
Like I
stop
said,
it. I tried to attack him. But
Sorry.
suddenly we were at the wooden forest of Fluttershy's house. Next time you will pay, I said. We had both forgotten about being angry because now we were excited. Spike knocked, with no K, and Fluttershy appeared. Hello, Prince. I'm Fluttershy, and I am here to help. You are amazing. Angel Buddy stamped at her foot, and she cringed in disdain with no C.
Dude, I just want to quote chapter 2 quickly. This is just in the middle of the story. You have the greatest, most wonder cutie mark in the whole Equestria, and it's like diamonds. She licked my butt, and I squealed happily, but Spike saw and breathed fire onto the burning my butt. Dude, what the fuck? We are getting laid. I screeched through fire.
Guys, I'm sorry. But
Hold up. I was looking at the fan fiction. Cap, when the fuck did you take your shirt off?
I was about to ask the same
Wait,
damn
what?
thing.
I was
think
all
it just
tired.
I'm
spontaneously
going to
melted
use
off.
that as an excuse to go get my shirt and or use the bathroom. I'll be back here. Enjoy this view of the American flag.
Dude, I mean, Apple short stories. One of them was Spike fights the Angle Bunny. That's a beautiful story.
The Angle Bunny.
Yes.
Oh, look at that
Spike
flag.
is the description is Spike is touched to shame at the horror of Angle Bunny trying to steal his girlfriend Rarity at her fashion house.
Bad
He
touch.
achieves the power of dragons
Bad touch.
to ultimate kill with deep quenching flame that exists in him. So it begins. My first action story, and I created it last night after reading some of the comments on my story changing the color of apples. I did it because some of you said Angel is not the pet of Rarity, despite the fact that he can still be at Rarity, even if he isn't the pet of her to be totally.
Okay, Plum,
you.
I got a question, and I'm kind of serious, but I think part of it might be kind of funny. Is this guy trolling or is he serious?
Yes, he is. The Apple Short was an alternate account. I didn't know he was an alternate account at first. I found him when he was just a random user on Finfic back in the old Trainwreck Explorer days. And I bumped into this dude, and it turned out he was a Trainwreck Explorer, just posting this bullshit for laughs. Like, one story is called Gra, physically enchanting psychic war yell of mass destruction. And that's the name of the title because the real name didn't fit in. This was back when titles had a maximum number of letters, and it's Gra. Physically enchanting psychic warrior of mass destruction and celebratory action within the black claws of Spike when he is angered to his most deepest of his will, that engulfs his entirety in serene concrete and volatile sewer madness.
This
Seven
sounds
exclamations.
like something translated from Chinese.
Or Why the Apple King Must Die.
Short skirts do a story like that where he wrote the whole thing, and then put it through Google Translate into Chinese.
I remember that.
Back through Google Translate into English.
I would not be surprised.
No, I remember that story. He did that. I remember that. I can't remember what it's called, but it was incredible.
These,
And one of his many, many, many alts.
yeah, all of them. I love the story that he shared behind the name of Imploding Colon. That was beautiful.
I don't remember that.
I want to point out my first.
When Short Skirts was on the stream, he shared the reason why Imploding Colon was called that, and it was because during one of the End of Ponies chapters, there's like a cave-in, and Scootaloo flies out of the cave, and the cave mouth collapses behind her, or something like that. And in the original draft of the story, he described the cave-in as an imploding colon.
Oh, jeez.
And
That's the
story.
only part of that conversation I heard.
Yes, that's the only important part, really. So.
Okay, imploding colon.
That is, yeah.
We're talking about short
So
skirts.
long.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Speaking of short
You mean
shirts,
the hive mind of 7 different individuals that make up a singular collection of accounts? Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
Currently owned by Buddy Chun
speaking
Li.
of short skirts,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I can talk. Speaking of short
Okay.
skirts, so like Jake, President Perfect, I keep calling him President. I don't know why.
Mhm.
And a few other
Because you're drunk, asshole.
I am an ass. But anyway, everyone just like keeps telling me about I need to get in contact with him when I'm in Florida.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah,
Because he half lives at Disney World, dude.
He does. No, it's not half. It's literally like 3/4 to 90%. Somewhere in that bracket, he spends that amount of time at Disney World.
Seriously?
I'm pretty sure. Dude, he loves Disney.
at the monorail, so I'll see him.
Dude, this could be the start of a beautiful friendship right now.
I
You
hear
and
those things are awfully loud.
You can go to Disney World and you can give him the personal guided tour. I'm pretty sure this is how most porn stories start.
Wait,
Or something like this.
what's a friend?
A friend is a person that you are closely associated with without having sex.
Oh, that's the
Sex
worst.
may
kind of
also
person.
happen.
Oh, okay, so it's the opposite of a pony.
Depends on the pony.
What about copious amounts of alcohol?
Generally involved.
Copious amounts of alcohol are also a friend.
Well,
What Scotch is your
I
friend?
mean, did the laws of nature allow it, I'd probably have sex with this Budweiser.
I mean,
I'd regret it in the morning, but
you know,
It's
whatever.
nothing about the laws of nature. It's about whether you have like some sort of pliers to sort of widen the hole.
On that note,
It's
I'll be right back.
digestive lacerations.
Yeah.
Can I share the story about how
Jake's running away.
Jake can't handle it.
No, we've entered the bathroom break stage of the production.
Retreat.
At the point when someone on the stream says they'll have sex with a can of fucking Budweiser, it's time to take a break and reevaluate.
No, I didn't say I would have sex with a can of Budweiser. I implied, rather, that I would have sex with the ephemeral concept of Budweiser.
Oh, in that case,
That makes it much better.
Which I assume would manifest into a very, slovenly looking woman with questionable morals. But she knows how to have a good time.
from St. Louis. We are the fathers of Budweiser.
Yeah, I'm from Virginia. We're from the fathers of this country.
I was going to say, if you're the fathers of Budweiser, you have a lot to apologize for.
Who else has alcohol? St. Louis.
Who else has alcohol? Literally everywhere.
I'm too drunk to handle this.
Including England, where they say words like literally.
I want to share the story of how Arch and I became friends.
Uh-huh.
So
Wait, did we establish what friends are yet?
I think alcohol is usually involved.
Generally.
Anyway, Arch and I, we were in my hotel room, and he's like, "I need sugar."
Yeah, this is how the story starts. True facts.
He said he needed a drink with sugar in it. It's like, "Oh, here's some Coke Vanilla." He's like, "Oh, this is awesome." He takes a sip and he goes, "I need alcohol." Here's a bottle of Sky Vodka. Awesome. And that's how Arch and I became friends.
Yeah, that's about right.
Well, as long as we're talking about stories that involved everyone here, the Seattle's Angels podcast that theoretically happened at last BronyCon, that there is no video evidence of, I want to tell a couple brief anecdotes from that. First of all, somebody had a plush of, I honestly forget which character, and this is a sign of the state I was in at the time.
Mhm.
But whoever's plush it was and whatever character it was of, in the video, I basically had that in my hands for the entire time because as a poor person, I didn't have access to quality plushes. Yeah, it was one of. It wasn't either of those.
No, was it not? Maybe it was. Oh, I know. It was probably Red because he had a signed Celestia plushie.
Yes, he did.
It was not Celestia.
It was that like the little Celestia bat hanging down from his? No, was that
It may have been Sunset Shimmer.
I don't remember such a
The
Shimmer.
important thing is I was holding a plushie for the whole time, and there's video evidence of this, but there's also video evidence of me constantly drinking gin and tonics that Arch kindly kept making for me. And about an hour in, because there's a group of about 20 of us talking in this room, I'm sure if you would watch the video, you could see this, me very slowly realizing that I could no longer hold myself upright under my own power, because I had had about 4 gin and tonics up to that point.
That was the plan all along.
And so yeah, there was a period of about 10 minutes where I didn't say anything because I was literally like holding onto the chair with both hands, trying not to fall out of it. And then eventually after that I sobered up and kept contributing to the conversation. But I always want to see that video because I want to identify the exact moment at which I realized I was about to die.
So that's why you keep wanting to see that video.
Yeah, because I want to know when it, because I'm sure I could see it in the video when I figured it out.
It's like The Simpsons, where you just sort of freeze frame it, and you just like, here's the exact moment when Ralph Wiggum's heart breaks, and here's the exact moment when Aquaman was about to die.
Yeah.
And here's
Meanwhile, Jake has abandoned us, and Cap is puking somewhere, so I guess it's just two people who live in the United Kingdom and one person who was there briefly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk about England things.
One of them realizes that half this bottle of scotch has gone, and I only opened it about an hour ago.
God damn. Come, put it away. Drink something else.
Absolutely not.
I
refuse.
Come on, get a Carlsberg. I remember that fondly because I'm an American and I'm used to shitty mass-produced beer. Right, you know what? That's actually something I will say. The whole myth of America having shittier beer on average than the UK is, or even Europe in general, is completely false.
Well, the issue is that in the UK, what we have is we have a lot of small, high-quality breweries basically everywhere. Like, if I were to go to a pub, I would absolutely not ever buy Carlsberg or Budweiser or anything like that.
That's what I would say. That's what America has too, though. We have microbreweries. We have the same thing.
Yeah.
If you go out there, no one ever gets a Budweiser or a Bud Light or whatever when you go to a restaurant. You get it because you're a poor college student and you have to drink a lot of alcohol in a little bit of time. When you go out to a restaurant, you get one of the local microbreweries. And those beers are on par, if not better, than anything you're going to find in Europe. So all like the micro stuff is great.
The issue is, the majority of the macro stuff comes from either America or like some crappy place in the arse end of Germany that nobody actually likes. So that's where the stigma comes from, is things like Budweiser selling a lot in America and stuff like that, you know?
Well, it does sell a lot because it sells a lot to college kids and to people who want to drink a whole lot of beer at once. Because you can't drink a whole lot of good beer at once, because A, it's expensive, and B, it's too heavy. You want, like, people... You misunderstand, like, we want to get a lot of beer to drink a lot of it at one time. So we intentionally get kind of crappy beer that goes down easily.
Well,
which is what this is.
Yeah.
So it's more of a commentary on the sort of general drinking culture of America, then.
Yeah. We value quantity over quality in a lot of situations.
You don't say everything's bigger in Texas.
So basically, America
that's why things such as 30 racks of Keystone exist.
Dear.
That was one of the most fun times I had.
Joined the call.
We stopped for a second.
Oh my god, who's here? No, wait, why is Cap here twice?
Cap's here twice.
Hang on, I'm going to kick one of the caps.
This one isn't moving, yes.
There we go.
Okay, I have a question. A question just got submitted by Pat Fiera.
Oh, God.
Aqua and Cap took their shirts off. You're next, please and thank you.
Well, he's had his shirt off.
Oh, God.
I mean, Obama's taking your guns, but he can't take those guns.
Hold on. Can anyone hear me?
Also, to Pav, he reminded me it was Fab Seed, it was Flash Jones plushie, I was holding a bad Steve for the entire time.
Right.
She was great. I
I
loved
was
her.
going to say, Jake.
Someone shout if you can hear me.
Holy!
Yeah.
Can you
Jake,
hear Captain Unstoppable?
we can hear you. We're ignoring you. Jake. Obama may have taken your guns, but he can't take those guns. Those are beautiful.
I can't believe I just did that.
Jake,
I can. I will treasure this memory forever.
Just have
have
it
you been
framed.
doing your sit-ups and push-ups as I told you to?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Casual reminder to everyone watching the stream, all 13 of you fucking crazy lunatics. We will probably answer any questions you ask, maybe. I mean, if you see them.
No, I'm not going to lie. It's been an hour and 45 minutes, and we've been drinking constantly. We will answer any questions you ask.
Assuming we see them.
It's not an if. It's yes, we will do it.
Oh my god.
Arch. I want to know, you said you were, I was like the sexy person you know. I saw that randomly show up in a feed, and I was like, wait, what the fuck?
I've received a question.
I only heard half of that.
I heard less than half of that, considerably less. I have a question from Lady Frey again. Which pony would you guys ship with, let's have a look, Donald, our planet is freezing, Trump? Seeing as we're answering any question.
Oh, seeing as she's equally as awful as Donald Trump, Rarity.
Oh! Well, she has got the same comb over.
Aquaman is ejected from the call as of now.
Oh, you about to defend Rarity? Please, give me
Oh, you muted him!
I am God here.
Mute him, come on.
I don't actually have the power to unmute him. He has to unmute himself.
The only pony that can be efficiently shipped with Donald Trump is one with as big an ego as him, so probably Trixie.
Yeah, Trixie.
Oh,
Yeah,
my pony. Shock and fucking awe.
beautiful.
No, you know what? In all honesty, it's probably a pony who means well, who really genuinely wants to make the country a better place, but is also kind of an idiot and really doesn't know what they're doing. So Fluttershy.
Trump.
We realize now that with the amount of authors we probably have watching, that someone's going to write a Fluttershy x Donald Trump ship.
Oh,
thing.
absolutely.
Please
Arch,
do. Someone write that.
Arch, can you quickly go to Derpy Bureau and check how many photos, how many images are tagged Flutter Trump or Trumpashy? Can you use your god powers to do this?
Just check how many images are tagged Make Equestria Great Again.
Donald Trump has 43 images.
He's beautiful.
There are 9 images that are Fluttershy and Donald Trump.
Hold on.
Hang
I'm looking. Hang on.
Let me just.
Oh my
I'm
god.
actually like 100%.
There are 4 images that are tagged Fluttershy, Donald Trump, and safe.
4.
I'm
I only
disappointed.
have 3 images.
Okay, I'm
here we go.
I'm about to share with the chat here for just these people the most
How is
disturbing
that tagged Donald
I've
Trump?
ever seen in my life. So check this out.
What the fuck?
That's checking. Derpy Bureau.
Fucking
Hey,
moron.
that's an OC&a.
Is
Do
a-
not steal. What is it? Apparently, there's a trend of like replacing Donald Trump's hair with.
Oh, it's a fucking
Ruffle puff?
artist!
You recognize the guy, Arch.
Hold on.
Hey, Arch, let me go ahead and tell you about this since you're in here. Dirk Boo logged me out again between opening new windows. Thanks for that.
Yes,
every
there's a
single
police
goddamn time I get on the
they're
site.
working on it.
Assuming it's your fault.
Time
It's entirely my fault. I have no access to the code base, the servers, or any of that. But it's entirely my fault.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no. You're the only person I know who's involved with it, so it's automatically your fault.
I need more ice.
It's like how the only person I know who's involved with the U.S. government is the president, so everything's his fault.
This
Well,
is true.
absolutely.
Absolutely, we
It's
It's just like
100%
everything
true
in this
facts.
country is either David Cameron's fault or the fault of the whoever's in
The
charge of the
unwashed
local council.
masses.
Can we still blame Margaret Thatcher for things? Or
Oh,
is
yeah.
that not okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
You can
It's just
always
really
blame Margaret Thatcher. Actually, that reminds me. I have a question, and this is a serious question from me to Arch.
Yeah.
What is the single most fucked up thing you've ever seen as a Derby Borough admin?
Oh.
Like, okay, there's two categories. One of pictures you approved, and the other of pictures you had to disapprove.
Oh, well, now, you see, the thing is, there's no approvals process. Because everything that's uploaded to Derby Borough appears straight away, so it's all retroactively moderated. So I don't have to approve anything, which is great. I have to retroactively delete a lot of stuff, which means I get to spend an awful lot of time deleting pictures of shit in the toilet.
Wait,
is that actually illegal? Or are you talking about like actual real life legal matter?
Real life
in a toilet.
No.
I remember one time we found a thread.
Let's see. But the less crazy stuff, there's lots of things where like people will just randomly copy paste things onto politicians, and there's this really weird trend of people just having Rarity kissing random politicians.
Okay.
It's like they're just covered in it.
I mean,
so the pick will be Rarity x Donald Trump.
Yes, absolutely. I'd just like to.
Now, here's a good question: would Rarity kiss Jeb Bush?
Yes.
I think that would be a little bit beneath her, and I say that as someone who despises Rarity and everything she stands for.
I'd just like to there was a time when if people who paid attention for about for about 3 weeks for a period last year, there was a raid from 8chan on Derby Borough because they're 8chan and they're absolute spurglords. And the raid fell apart immediately because they wanted to kind of spam the site, obviously, with Arise Chicken and various things like that, but also they wanted to do something to the admins and moderators of FinFic, and one of them decided that they should do something to Arch, and they couldn't decide whether they should A, attempt to burn his house down, or B, send him an anchovy pizza.
They still owe me that fucking pizza! I want that pizza! Anchovy cheese, pepperoni, peppers, and fucking...
I've never understood how that's a punishment.
Yeah.
I've never understood how that, because you say oh, you pay in cash, but at the same time I assume most people who at least sort of vaguely have their life together can afford to pay for one pizza.
Yeah.
So it's okay, well, I guess I have pizza
someone made a
now.
decision for you. Someone decided what you're going to eat for the evening, and they decided that you should eat pizza.
Or the worst case scenario is you don't have the money for it. You don't have the money for it. You just tell them, no, I'm sorry, I didn't order that pizza. What's the phone number that they were used to call that pizza in? Oh, it was whatever. Oh, that's not my phone number. Here, let me prove it to you. And there you go.
Yeah.
It's really simple to not do.
I like the fact that they couldn't decide whether to do that or to try and find out where he lives and burn his house down.
They'd have a hard time burning my house down. I'll tell you that.
Can I talk about betrayal?
Betrayal!
I want to talk about betrayal. About how Ben Carson betrayed me.
Ben Carson?
I like Ben Carson. I got bumper sticker for him. Fuck Ben Carson!
Alright.
Did you just rip that in half because your stream lagged out and we didn't actually see it?
I heard it.
All I saw was fuck Ben Carson.
I heard ripping paper. What did Ben Carson do to you,
all
man?
you need to know about Ben Carson is he's a young Earth creationist. That's all you need to know about him.
No. All you need to know about Ben Carson is that he admitted that Donald Trump effectively promised him a position in his cabinet without really realizing it was illegal to even suggest that was happening. He just admitted it because he didn't really understand that.
I used to support Ben Carson. I really did. But then he fucking betrayed me with the whole fucking first Earth evolution thing, then signing on with Donald Trump. I'm like, God damn it. I used to like you, man. I just ripped that fucking
Cap, I'm going to tell you something sort of uncomfortable, and you may not want to hear this. Ben Carson never wanted to be president. He wanted to sell a bunch of books and get famous.
Yeah.
That was kind of how it worked.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh. Oh,
Now, the interesting thing is I don't think Donald Trump ever wanted to be president either. Or,
Yeah.
like, he thought he did, but he never thought it would actually work.
See, I think like, at
And
this
now
point,
they're all in
Donald
this sort of
Trump.
uncomfortable position where it's actually working.
Yeah, I'm
that's
not really
kinda
sure whether Donald
terrifying.
Trump like. I'm not sure whether Donald Trump actually like.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Jake, I love your Facebook more than anything. When I see your Facebook, I smile and I laugh. 'Cause you're
Says that because all I do is post about how Donald Trump is an egotistical blowhard that has no business being anywhere near the White House.
I just think I'm not entirely decided.
Actually, Jake,
But apparently, because I live in a country where the mean IQ is slowly dropping, he's winning.
Yeah.
Jake,
I'm
this is a
something
genuine
funny.
question. Jake,
tell me.
this is a genuine question because I guess I'm drunk enough to start asking questions about politics at this point.
no.
Jake, how do you feel about Kasich?
Kasich, I actually liked Kasich for a long time because he was the kind of guy where neither me nor a liberal would be happy with, but we'd be like, we can work with this guy. You know, we can reach some sort of middle ground with this guy. But lately, he's gone off the fucking rails.
this is getting
That's
crazy.
that's kind of how I felt too. Because like, if by some miracle it ended up as, I guess it would have to be a contested convention, and they would put Kasich in there, and it was like Hillary versus Kasich. I was considering going Kasich, but I can't really do that anymore because he's sort of it's kind of what you said. Like he's sort of gone off the deep end a little bit.
Hey, Aqua, with your college campus, has they gone Bernie Sanders like crazy, or is it just mine?
Oh, fuck Bernie Sanders.
It's gone. I think the city barely went Bernie, like by a percentage point or two. I was on the Bernie bandwagon, and I've slowly been falling off, like just a little bit before he bombed out of the race because he's done now at this point, to be honest. I was in on it, and then the whole thing in Chicago happened, and he didn't like immediately disavow it.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have time for that shit.
Well,
I
here's
like the guy. I think he's a really good. I think he's a really positive effect on the Democratic race to push them a little farther away from the center, a little bit more towards that.
We've gone on politics. Let's go back to ponies. Anything about ponies?
ponies are great.
Harshly
All right.
2016.
Who would the main six vote for?
Harshly.
No one, because they're smart enough to know that everyone's an idiot.
No one, because there's
That's
much
right.
know that
I remember what I'm
Princess
going to say
Celestia would
now.
kill anyone.
I remember.
What's up?
Would you be amused to know that my little clique of Simpsons fan fiction writers had one of them wrote a fanfic in 1999 or thereabouts about shut up about a presidential election where a bunch of people put forward a candidate to try and try and buy the election, and the candidate was a boiler called Donald Pump. It wasn't actually a real person. It was just a boiler called Donald
Didn't
Pump.
The Simpsons literally predicted President Donald Trump at some point?
No, they didn't. That was a myth. It was actually that was something they were running just last.
Okay. I was basing this off of headlines I saw on Facebook, so I assumed it was bullshit.
No, I had to check that one out because it was people were saying, "Oh, he's old and stuff." But fanfiction writers got there first, so technically the Simpsons did it first.
Only through fanfiction now.
Yes.
Hold on.
It counts first, dude. They've been around for like 30 years.
Oh my lord.
We predicted this election.
All right, now here's the question for Arch. Let's say that fanfic eventually transitions into genfic.
Yeah.
Would you go back to start writing Simpsons fanfic again?
No. No, that ship has sailed a long time.
Yeah, see, that's kind of me in Lion King fanfiction. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because how
That was my starting
write
point.
Simpsons fan fiction anymore? They've literally done everything they could possibly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and
Hold
they've done
on.
it really shittily as well.
Who
God,
is
I could run.
SS and E? Because someone just like posted my on my
That's
page.
skirts.
Cap X SS and E. Who's that?
That's skirts.
Short
Short
skirts and explosions.
Well, apparently I need to be stripped with them.
Yes.
I mean, you
Oh,
are short
oh,
skirts and explosions.
Oh,
so-
hang on. Pav's asked me a question.
Oh god.
No, he's posted a picture of Donald. It's
It's interesting how I
what
recently
is that?
a little while ago
Great again.
okay, Jesus Christ. For some
God
reason,
damn it, Pav.
because I started up this live stream, they've decided to use the banner for my YouTube account as the the thumbnail for the previews. So now all the links that we've provided have Mech Warrior fucking tanks in them.
Oh yeah, they've had that for a while. I didn't know if that was intentional,
No.
but
Are you
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
dapper?
Are we really
He is
watching?
rather dapper.
I am extremely dapper. I am the
Wait,
dapper.
no, this is guy that reviews my stories called Dapper Champ. Is that you?
Dapper who, sorry?
I think that's a no.
What?
I don't know. He gave me a really good review on Baby It's Cold Outside. So
No, that's not plum.
yeah.
I don't think I've read that story, I'm afraid. So no, that's not me.
No, I think it's a song.
Ooh.
Anyway, that's not plum anyway.
Burn.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
the weird thing is I haven't even read my own stories, so
Yeah.
I think that's universal. Everyone's the worst. Everyone is either the worst critic of their own stories, or you're either like the worst critic, or you're like the abyss, in which
Yes.
everything I write.
Fucking
all right,
name
all
drops.
right. No, now we've brought up the abyss. Let me be the devil's advocate again.
No. Let's cut this shit right here. Let's not discuss any specific users.
No.
Hey,
And let's
Aqua,
not start a discussion on a user called The Chasm or anything like that.
Aqua, be the devil's advocate for a generic, non-specific user that writes things.
Let's be devil's advocate for Apple Short. That would be the best thing to be at the moment.
Who?
Apple
The
Short.
guy.
No, be devil's
I
advocate
don't
for me.
see why
Absolutely
Apple Short is any better than Argamarger.
Argomager? Oh, I remember him.
By far the best trollfic writer that this fandom has ever seen or will ever see.
Who is the not trollfic writer but sort of a troll artist in a way? Applebeans. That was his name.
Who?
I love that guy. Applebeans drew deliberately horrible stuff.
Okay.
One of his most
Wait a minute.
famous things is an apple jack gif of her eating an apple. I'm gonna look this up.
I've asked Jake about it because I have no idea who the fuck we're talking about.
Oh, for fuck's sake, yes. Oh my god.
Have you encountered Applebeans before, Arch?
Yes, I have.
No.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that sounds about the right
Yeah.
reaction to Applebeans.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
everyone here has seen Applebeans before, even if they don't recognize
Nope.
the username.
Oh,
No,
you
you
will
can-
have. You just don't realize it.
Yeah.
Here.
I'm gonna
Let me just
What's the Applejack
grab his
one?
tag off the Epiburu here.
Oh, here we go. I've got one.
Apple beans.
Post this in the
I'll
chat.
pop that into the thing there. There you go.
I posted a specific example, the one that everyone's seen at some point
Yeah.
or another.
Yes, the Lyra one. Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh! Oh! No!
Look at that face.
Oh, that's unique.
It's a distinctive art style. I think we can all agree.
Please stop eating my microphone.
I need my puke bucket!
No, Bonbon, no. Stop eating my... Thank you.
Bonbon, please. Is Bonbon disconnecting stuff again?
She's trying to eat my microphone.
Business as usual.
Please do that off screen.
Oh dear.
Actually, that's a funny thing. Is your first name Graham?
Yes.
What?
It is.
It is?
Me?
His first
Shit,
name
we
is
share the first name. Same first name.
Wait,
Well,
my first name
No,
Graham?
technically that's
No,
not
mine
true.
isn't.
My middle name is Graham.
My first name is not Graham.
No, your first name is not Graham. No, your
It is-
your
My
your
first name is not
Professor.
Aqua, nor is my last name Man.
My first
My
name's
middle name is Graham, but everyone calls me Graham.
Mm.
Wait, Arch. Is your
No.
first name Graham?
No,
My
it's his
middle name
middle
is Well, that's the name everyone
Oh.
calls me. My first name is John. That's my
What's
own.
my first name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have something. This might shock all y'all. My first name is Jake.
What?
Wow.
I know.
I never
I
would
know.
have guessed.
I
What
know.
the
I mean,
fuck?
while we're on the subject of personal revelations here, my first name is Applejack.
Ah. Oh my god. My first name is Ben, which is really weird because there are about 5 people called Ben in the Seattle Daniels chat. And I'm a enthusiastic yet amateur guitarist. I'm pretty okay. It's been a while since I played like regularly, but I used to be part of like a giant guitar ensemble. And there were about a dozen to 20 people in the guitar ensemble at any one time. But there were always, like, I was one of the better players in it. I was one of the top 3, and all 3 of the top players were called Ben. And we ended up calling ourselves the Bunclave. Because,
Hold on.
you know,
Speaking of names,
Ben
Oh.
Clave, that's brilliant.
when I booked the hotel for BronyCon last year,
Oh my God.
I wanted to I posted and I wanted to call Aqua like his full name, the third, and go, yes, my lordship. They never did it.
yes.
Because
Okay,
it's like
I have to
full
say
name
this.
I love.
Pat Fiera just wrote on my blog, Jake, let me tell you a bedtime story, and posted a picture of the hardcover copy of Life and Times of a Winning Pony.
Oh
You know
god,
what,
that's
Pat? You know what, Pat?
That's so-
Just for that, I'm gonna write a story where Twilight and Celestia break up.
Oh.
Oh, shit, dude.
Harsh.
That's
I'm the
terrible.
person to make you right. So I'm the
Jake,
person
now
that
I have a better idea.
write that story.
Jake, write a story where Twilight does you go through maybe 5,000 words of Twilight trying to hype herself up to ask Celestia out, and then the remaining 2,000 words is Celestia laughing while she rejects her. Going no, what the fuck? I'm literally 1,000 years old. Who the fuck are you?
Literally, 1,998 of the words are ha. It's just ha.
Yeah.
And the other 2 are lol, no.
Just start constantly laughing. And then the last 4, oh my god, no.
My God, that would be the
I would read that.
best story ever read.
We'd promote that on Seattle. We really would.
Sorry. Excuse me, I'm having my evil laugh moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Story about how I ran across
Okay, my
Jake,
throat.
just because this kind of reminded me of this. I once submitted a story to Jake about Sherlock Holmes and all that,
Mhm.
and I could just read between the words. Jake was just like, "My God, this is the fucking dumbest person I ever met in my life," and the whole story was horrible. I will
Oh
admit
my
that
God.
now.
Jake, you didn't mention that the picture of the Life and Times of the Winning Pony was currently being held up by Pav in the picture.
Wait,
Oh
what?
my God.
him holding it?
That is Pav in the background holding the copy of the Life and Times of a Winning Pony.
Oh my God, Pat Fiera, I just lost so much respect for you.
No, you gotta. No, man. You've got to have a great deal of respect for a guy who can do something like that.
And
Well,
do
no, I
not
mean,
lose their sanity.
It's
One
like
thing-
someone who can hold up a picture. Someone who can have a whole shelf of ponies behind them, or something, while they're doing manly things.
You.
You're a fairly masculine guy. You've been in the army. It's like ponies everywhere. You're a guy.
I just want to tell this story because it's a beautiful story, and I discovered it at BronyCon. It's that Jake,
Holy shit! He actually owns a copy.
he does in fact own a copy of the Life and
God
Times
damn
of
it,
the Winning Pony.
Pav.
Yeah. Jake,
What?
please tell
I
people
take
the
everything
story
back.
of your biker jacket and the interaction you had at a gas station.
Oh, that
Right,
was
I had to tell the
beautiful.
story. So on my the jacket I wear when I ride my motorcycle, I got a bunch of like Metallica patches and stuff. I also got some pony patches on there. But I have some patches that are not suitable for work, we'll say. So I was at a gas station.
This is the story I was hoping you would tell, by the way.
I was at a gas station, and as I'm standing there waiting for the checkout line, I hear this little voice behind me say, "Mama, look, that's Rainbow Dash." And I turn around, and there's this little girl. She's about 5 years old, cute as a button, right? And the mom is like, "That's right, honey." She looks at me and says, "Oh, she likes your patches." I'm like, "Oh, cool, haha." We had a little laugh. I turn back around, and I hear, "Mama, look, that's Pinkie Pie." And the mom goes, "That's right." And then it got real quiet. And I'm thinking, what's wrong? And then I remember right above Pinkie Pie is a patch of the guy saying, "I will butt fuck your soul." And I was like, "Ooh, little Susie learned a new word, didn't she?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, we're on our way to the dinner when you told us that story. I just want to point out that I'm in charge of that fucking dinner next year.
That's a horrible idea.
No, I'm going to do the same way as we do our DVD shifts. Designated brother driving or don't be dumb. I'm going to mass text everyone saying, "Hey, stroke the fucking harbor."
It's worth noting. I'm just going to point this out right now, that if anyone is not from America, they won't be able to receive that text. So...
What?
Yeah,
That's
Cap,
actually
start
true.
a group me or something.
Yeah.
I was trying to arrange
for BronyCon.
Last year when I was trying to get to my room in BronyCon, I was trying to text Alex Strasser.
Mhm.
He was getting my text just fine, but whenever he tried to reply, I didn't get them. So I spent an hour wandering around the hotel trying to find out where he was.
Yeah.
Because I was supposed to be in the same room as him.
Yeah, text is
I remember-
really weird when we go to America.
I remember going to Seattle in 2014, and it was actually the first time I'd ever met Serial Velocity from EQD.
Yeah.
And I got there, I think, like maybe 20 minutes before him to the hotel. And so or I guess he was already there, and I got a key to it. But even I went up and tried to swipe myself in, and somehow I put the key in my pocket, and it got demagnetized from my phone because I'm an idiot. So I went back downstairs and got the guy at the front desk to make me a new key, and he walked me up there because he knew I was an idiot, and he made sure that I could get back in my room. But as we're walking down the hall, there's a guy standing outside, and I didn't realize it was Cyril at the time. But I just kind of look at him, and he's outside our room, and I'm like, okay, it must be somebody that I know. He's like, "Oh, hey, what's up? I'm Aqua," and we get ourselves in the room, and we continue afterwards. But a bit later, he told me, he was standing there watching me come down the hall, and he had no idea who I was. And just looking at me, he didn't assume that he would know who I was until I started talking to him. And, he's certainly like, why is this guy why is he acting like he knows me? And then said random guy just lets himself into his room. And he's like, "I should probably know who this is." And then we introduced ourselves, and we figured out who it was. But
I've discussed this with other people. You are the most dude
just some
bro.
random guy.
You are the most dude brony I've ever encountered. You look the
Yeah,
No, my favorite description of me I've ever heard was after the first BronyCon I went to, and Alex Straza described me to someone else as he's literally the exact opposite of what you would expect a brony to look like.
Yeah.
I think you're more like I look at Aquaman and I think this is the kind of guy that should be making fun of me for being a brony.
Yeah.
I'm the guy for being a brony, to be fair.
Aquaman is the guy who would give you a swirly because you like My Little Pony. You know?
You're literally more frat than me, and that hurts so much to say. But
Which is weird because I'm not in a frat. I just play rugby, which means I go harder than anybody in a frat.
Aqua, just do a goddamn fight. Just please join it for my sake. Just join.
No, Aqua, start your own.
Start
your
your
own
own
frat. Just make
with
a new
Black
one.
Economicus.
Go for Omega, Kappa, Delta.
There's no Omega.
Sigma.
Omega Pi Omega. And I'll get the symbol on my chest, and it'll just look like
Yeah.
a dick.
Alpha Sigma Sigma. That's the best one.
No.
That's a sorority as
Lambda,
well.
Lambda. Because fuck it, Half-Life
Wait,
3.
support AKL. Fuck AKL.
I don't
No.
know what that is.
I
really
know
don't chapter that here.
I honestly know nothing about these
Where I go-
crap things.
No, I honestly thought that they were just like random clubs that people belong to. So, like, fraternities and sororities make absolutely no sense to me.
Yeah, we don't have them
No,
over here.
no,
It's
we
like,
don't.
You know,
They don't
we have
exist in this
student
country.
union, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, and
They don't exist in the country. Like, the closest thing we have to fraternity is literally, like, the block of flats that you lived in.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Or the
Yeah.
bar that you spend
Also-
most of your time.
On the subject of me showing up to cons, Couch just reminded me that the first BronyCon I ever went to, I rolled into the hotel wearing like khaki shorts, a red tank top, and aviators with this same beard, and that was how I rolled into a Brony convention.
Holy
You-
fuck, you were
you
basically the
aviators
80s
a
on legs.
Yeah, you wore aviators a lot. You stole my fucking hat. Like I remember BronyCon. BronyCon, the image of you is burned into my head because you wore like a sort of like vest sort of thing, and you had a backwards cap on, and you had aviators on, and you had shorts on, and it's like you could not be further from like the stereotypical Brony, except for the fact that your like vest had an image of Patrick Star from SpongeBob on it.
Oh yeah,
walking.
the tank. Yeah, that was my party tank. No, I think I may have it somewhere, but it's a picture. It's still my group me avatar. Is like it's a picture of like 3 cats with really wide eyes, and then that one like meme of Patrick with his wide eyes and the open mouth, and that's photoshopped into it. And I have a tank top that I bought from Hot Topic with that picture on it. It's fantastic.
Hold on.
And that was the tank I was wearing when I did that live reading of my own story.
This is
I want
true.
to explain the
This is
whole
also the tank top
between
before
Jake and
we did the rugby shot.
Yep, that's also a video.
Oh my
Can I
god.
explain the fraternity thing that happened between me and Jake? That Ferret accidentally witnessed.
Okay, this is a good story. This is a good story. 'cause-
Speaking of things that Ferret didn't accidentally witness, this.
Yeah, no, let me say this. First and foremost, we're sitting in the hotel room at BronyCon last year with Ferret, and all of a sudden, Cap looks at Ferret and says, "Can you please leave the room? We have to do secret stuff together." This is not what you tell the girl to leave the room for when it's just 2 dudes. You word it.
I initiated our fraternity without our president.
Cap, if it makes you feel any better, I'm pretty sure Ferret just assumed I would be on top. So,
I want to say that our president, our vice president, or any other part of our body, that I just initiated Jake into our fraternity. I gave him my associate pin. I swore him into everything. And I'm like, yeah, I just did this. Fuck off. He is now an associate member of our fraternity. I'm awesome. Fuck off.
That's the only reason I'm drinking.
notice how you didn't deny what I said, though.
It's hard to deny Aqua, you know?
It is.
Well, here's
It
the
is.
thing about our fraternity. We don't give a fuck if you're gay, if you're asexual, straight, or whatever. We are a non-fraternity that turns to fraternity.
No, your fraternity gives a shit if you call people retarded, and I have a problem with that.
That's retarded.
Because that goes against every aspect of fraternity culture that I'm familiar with.
Wait, Aqua, what did you say? What did you say,
No,
Aqua?
I'm basing this on what you told us, so that they would get super offended if you use the word retarded in improper context.
We have so many super liberal people in our fraternity. They get offended when I use the word retarded, and they're like, "Hey, you can't use that word." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm literally using it as a sarcastic phrase. I'm a sarcastic bastard. If you guys don't know this by now, I don't know how the fuck I'm a brother of a fraternity." And like, literally, they got all pissed off because Jake used retarded in one of his posts on Facebook. They're like, "Oh, we can't initiate him now." How the fuck can we initiate this guy? He's
No,
trying the
Bonbon,
fucking
don't-
army.
don't-
He was
Bonbon, stop
Afghanistan,
eating my microphone.
and he is
Bonbon,
the
please.
baddest person I
No,
know.
we've lost control of this.
There's a
Fuck
cat
off.
eating Archie's equipment, and this is absolutely normal.
Bonbon.
Literally, put my pin on the table, saying, "Look, if we don't initiate this guy, I will fucking quit this fraternity because Jake is the most manliest dude I know, and if he doesn't become a brother of fraternity,
Okay, Cap, I need to ask. You want to have sex with me? Because if you do, just say so. I mean, it's not going to happen, but...
asexual.
And let me get time real quick. We are 2 hours and 18 minutes into this stream. That's how long that took.
I mean, it would have happened earlier if we hadn't been distracting him.
I just got to finish off my second gin here.
And
I'd like to point out that while this has been going on, Bonbon, Archer's cat, has been trying to eat his electronics.
Yes.
This is a surprisingly common occurrence. Multiple times I have been playing video games alongside Arch, and he has been in the middle of speaking, and he's cut out mid-sentence because Bonbon has disconnected his plugs from the back of his
She
computer.
crawls up behind the computer and she just starts pulling the cables out. It's like,
Because
get out,
he's
Bonbon.
not been paying the cat enough
That's a
attention.
sign of higher intelligence, though. She knows how to get your attention. It's not about rubbing against you. It's about disconnecting the computer.
If I was gay, I would have sex with Jake. No problem. If I was lesbian, I would have sex with Batsy.
Well, you know what?
So
We'll have
hang
to
on. Are we
we'll have a room
discussing
next
how
time.
eager we are to have sex with Jake now?
I mean, we're at the matchmaking part of the stream, guys. I mean, we've got Cap just admitting his love for Jake at the moment.
I
Jake,
did it before
I'm
that.
not gonna lie. I've gotten pretty deep into my alcohol stash here, and I'm still at the disinterested handjob stage with all of you.
Wait, no, you
But
see,
at the same time, that's a lot farther than you'd get with most guys. So,
I'd just like to say that I'm extremely uncomfortable right now, and I need another drink.
well, you know, I can make you a great deal more uncomfortable if you want.
No, thank you. No, thank you, Arch.
Is it the beard? I'm sorry. I'll leave it alone now.
you'd have to shave that, otherwise it'd get real itchy.
Oh
If
my
I was
god.
gay,
Yeah.
I would have no problems having sex with Jake because he's my senpai.
Oh my god.
Oh my
This
god.
whole Mac Dash thing. Yeah.
If I was a girl and I was lesbian, I would have sex with Bad C72 because she's my senpai.
Bad seeds. What did? What?
Babsy
Okay.
72 is cool. They're a cool person.
So, yeah,
No,
this is
no.
a weird twist this just took.
Yeah, this is going in a
No,
weird
no.
direction.
The weird
I'm just going to
twist
say
was
that
just
Babsy is cool and leave it at
If
that.
I roll 63 gun having sex with roll Bad C72,
Bad
there is a
seeds.
picture.
No,
that
no,
exists
I
of
know
that.
that name. Bad.
Yeah, they're a cool individual on Finpic, and I'm going to cut that bit short that Cat was saying. Let's just.
Yeah, feel free to mute.
Please. What is that?
Jake, please.
What the fuck is going on?
The,
Are we
the music,
playing Super
the
Smash?
sound is coming from Jake's end, so yeah, it does
Oh,
sound
wait,
like
hang
Smash.
on.
He's gone hiding because we're all
I
talking
can play
about
Destiny. You guys can just keep talking. Here, I'll start. You know what? I'm gonna fire up some Destiny stuff, and you guys just do whatever.
I'm going to
Thank
start
you.
up Mech and start just
Come
running
on,
it
I've
up.
searched users. Don't give me blogs.
I literally love I have destroyed the stream. I admit it. If I was gay, I would have sex with Jake.
Okay,
I
dude,
destroy the speed that way.
cap. Let me stop you right there. This is getting to the point where it's becoming incriminating, so please stop.
Okay.
He has a point there. Yeah.
This is
Admittedly, I'm impressed that it took him 2 hours and 22 minutes to get to that point.
we've reached the point where you're saying things that are going to come back to haunt you. Dial it back a bit and sort of relax.
Jake, to be fair, I basically implicitly admitted that we both have carnal knowledge of Applejack if given the opportunity. So
Well,
when that
I
was
mean,
like within 20 minutes of this thing starting.
No, but
No.
Aquaman, that's
No
like
offense,
level
no
1.
offense to Cap, but I had sex with Applejack before him. Just
This is level 1
To
stuff.
be fair, that's it's
Yeah, I mean, I think most people
Understandable.
would agree to that.
yeah.
I mean, it does. She does pass the hardness test, so it's not as bad as it
True.
could be.
yeah,
This is
she does.
absolutely
Yeah,
true.
there you go.
I'm not.
It's not as bad as it could be.
Conversationalist,
Mm-hmm.
You know?
The hardness
I
test
am
is a
affected
pretty
by that.
reliable system for intergalactic relationships sort of thing.
Hey, it's
Winnie.
interspecies erotica. Thank you very much.
Of course,
Oh,
my apologies. I didn't mean to trigger you so hard. So sorry.
Oh my God,
That's your
triggered.
goddamn privilege.
I'm checking it extremely furtively at the moment.
I checked
Is that
mine. It's still exactly where I
Euphemism
left
or
it.
what?
When I was at a Halloween party, and Jake just texted me the most weird picture of Applejack I've ever seen in my life, and it was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. And I just cracked up, and everyone's just
Was it
staring at me like,
Applebee's?
"What the fuck is he laughing at?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I'm drunk." I was not drunk at the time. I was just laughing my ass off at just what Jake sent me.
I like the fact that the most plausible reason for you to laugh up is for you to be drunk. Like they just, oh, he's drunk again. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, just go for that. Go with that excuse.
I'm always drunk.
That's me. He's drunk again.
True fact
I
about
Arch-
it.
don't think I've ever been sober.
Arch, I've seen you
In your
sober.
life, you've never been sober.
Oh, not since I was.
As
I-
a Scotsman, my general state of being is like permanently tipsy.
Yeah,
I'm going to-
you're full.
Yeah,
No,
like
no,
I'm going to
no.
I'm going to admit something that is probably going to earn a lot of hate. Despite how much I've drunk in my entire life, I've never had a hangover once, and I
I've
don't
had a
think it's
hangover.
possible for me to get
I feel
hungover.
you on
I
that.
had a hangover 4 times.
Jake, I'm gonna challenge, or Ben, I should say, Plum, whoever you are. I'm gonna challenge that assertion, and I'm gonna counter with saying you have not drunk enough.
I mean,
You don't think you
Excuse
can get
me,
hungover?
Mark.
You have not drunk enough.
I've drunk half a bottle of scotch in the past 2 hours, which is it's a fair amount.
No,
I-
when I was in Seattle, I drank half a bottle of Kraken, and I didn't have a hangover. It wasn't enough. I paced it out.
Yeah.
I've had a half a bottle of Crown Royal, a half a bottle of Sour Pucker Apple, 3 Angry Orchards since we started. I'm probably not going to have a hangover tomorrow.
Because then
Oh
I,
God, I'm going to throw up. Pardon me.
is he actually gonna puke?
I'm very close. I'm very close.
Jesus Christ!
I think
Now the stream has officially reached God tier. We're making someone puke.
this is the point where the stream turns into an intervention. Like we have to sit.
No, no. I think that's the point where the stream ends. To be honest, the first person to actually puke, the drunk stream is over.
No, it's not. We got at least 30 more minutes.
Oh
Sorry about
Christ!
that. I managed to spill whiskey everywhere.
Cap, you realize it's like 2:30 in the morning in the UK.
Oh yeah, 2:26 to be exact.
Yeah, I was just gonna say yeah.
It's nice
still.
in the Midwest.
Anyway, I work funny hours.
I mean, it's 10:30 here, and I'm kind of fading.
Yeah, I work funny hours as well. It's
Gross
kind of
ball.
being a
I mean, that's because I've been trying to balance my sleep schedule like a normal human being, and I really hate myself for it. But
The problem is that you
the
trying
adult
to
thing
do
to
something.
do.
The problem is, Aqua, that you try to do something that contains the word normal human being. Anything that contains that is doomed to failure at this point. So.
I mean, you did already out me as the normiest of the group here.
No,
You are
no,
the
no,
normiest?
just the most
The normie
brilliant.
is me. I watched
Really?
4 goddamn episodes of our fandom.
No, but
I mean,
You're right.
Yeah, but Cap, how many shipfics have you written, and how many shipfics have I written? I think that mixed things with me coming out on top.
most normal is a relative thing here. Like, I I don't even have words for it at this point, but I think it's fair to say that none of us are what would fit into sort of like this stereotypical bracket for basically anything at this point. So I
will out myself as being someone who can fake it pretty damn well.
Oh yeah, I can fake so much shit. Like I can fake being a functional human being so goddamn well, but I'm really not.
Aqua, I am the captain of our boxing team and a part of a fraternity. I'm normal-ish.
Debatable.
Well, I play rugby and I've had sex with real live human girls, so.
Every time.
like the
Wait,
inside
those
real.
is asexual.
Oh, dear me. I'm a real boy.
Anyway,
We all said
I'm
that.
a real boy. I'm a real boy. I have
And then
one more
this
question
seems
between Jake and I.
Okay.
Between our most beautiful follower, Karma Dash. And that's why we ship the way we ship.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Jake, you start off.
I don't know. I just think their colors look good together, and honestly, because I get tired of seeing lesbian ships all the time.
I will
That's
not
really
tire of that for
off
quite a
my
long
ass.
time, I think. Although I do.
See, this takes away from my normie credit. Is the fact that I ship Button Bell. I think their colors look good together.
That is very debatable.
You know what you see? I can
Now,
kind of
here's
get
the thing.
behind
Here's the
that.
thing. No. Let me defend myself briefly.
Okay.
The only condition under which I can like Button Mash as a character is if he's a fucking loser.
Yes.
That's the only way I like him, is if he's portrayed as like just this dorky motherfucker who has just no hope with anything. But at the same time, he's got like the self-confidence about him, where like he doesn't give a shit that he's a dork.
The issue is with
I can
that
respect that.
is
That's the way I like seeing him.
I've never seen a Button Mash who wasn't incredibly dorky. I've yet to encounter a Button Mash who was at all competent at anything aside from video games.
No, but here's the thing. There's like you can write him as dorky, but at the same time, like he magically gets the girl. It's kind of like every Adam Sandler movie ever, where like he's this incredibly dorky, weird ass motherfucker, but somehow he gets a girl who's way the hell out of his league.
Yeah.
Like I can't buy like that was the thing. Like with the one time I wrote like a semi-Button Bell thing, it was these two people who were like completely different from each other, but like Button was this dorky person who she had like no interest in. But at the same time, he was like this kind of nice guy, and like she didn't really know how to deal with it. And eventually she's like, all right, well, you know, I don't identify with him with a lot of stuff, but he's a nice guy. Like I don't have to like completely reject him out of hand. And it's like over the years it develops into some other shit. But like that's how I could see it happening. We've been talking about Button Bell for 5 minutes. Catch up.
The last good Adam Sandler film, Happy Gilmore.
Click.
No,
Click was good.
Here's the thing. I'm one of the few people on Earth that actually liked Little Nicky.
Fuck off.
I don't even know what Little Nicky is. That's the sort of state I'm in.
It's the one where he's the son of the devil. And I think I only like it because it had Ozzy Osbourne in it.
That's fair.
Pretty good reason to like
that.
No, 2000.
I don't remember enjoying Click, so
It
I'm
only
going
has
to go with
2000.
Happy Gilmore.
Oh my god, I remember this film. Yeah.
Little Nicky.
No,
I'm going to look
Click
this up.
was good because like he at least tried to make it work, and it actually did kind of like punch in the stomach at the end.
That was Adam Sandler before he got into his insurance scam phase. Where basically he just made films with a whole bunch of his friends and
What
did
Click was?
office, or they did well in the box office, but he didn't give a shit because he got paid.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm the business major here. I completely admire him for making that work.
Yeah.
If you make a career out of saying, hey, I want to have a vacation to Hawaii for 6 weeks, so I'm going to film a movie there, and that works for
it's
you.
like he watched the producers and said, I can make that work.
You have figured your life out. You have made it work.
Adam
I love
Sandler is
you.
the literal avatar of the free market. He is the embodiment of capitalism. God bless you, Adam Sandler. You are the American dream.
What beer are you on?
How does it
Aqua,
feel?
very
How does it feel for the Adam Sandler to be the American dream made real?
The American dream is
In the present political climate, Donald Trump is the American dream. So
No,
really,
don't.
Abraham Lincoln, vampire hunting.
I just googled Adam Sandler Little Nicky, and all I see is Adam Sandler with sort of like an emo haircut, breathing fire on people. I'm very confused.
That's about
I mean,
right.
that's enough to sell me on a movie. I'm not gonna
Also,
lie.
Hitler in a maid dress with pineapples. I don't understand.
Sorry,
that's only
wait,
helping.
hang
I
on,
would see that even more.
when did this thing turn into a Dadaist fantasy?
No. I'm gonna post it in the chat. I googled
the line-
literally. No. Just to clarify, I googled quote Adam Sandler Little Nicky, and this is a result that I came up with. I'm posting it in the chat.
Which
I don't
chat?
know- The
Mom, I can explain that.
uh-huh.
the Skype chat. Oh boy.
The guy told the devil, "Hey, don't forget, you're shoving a pineapple up Hitler's ass at 4 p.m."
Right.
Because that's
That makes everything clearer.
I still have the
I
Applebee's
no
tag open on
questions
WB.
anymore about this movie.
Hey, I'm trying to help. The fact that you're not paying attention doesn't mean
I
I'm
am
not trying
paying
to
the
help.
most attention right now. You said someone is going to shove a pineapple up Hitler's ass. This gives me no context to a pineapple being shoved up Hitler's ass while he's in a maid contest.
I love the idea of someone for whatever reason coming into the stream right now and only hearing the conversation about shoving a pineapple up Hitler's ass.
He's in a maid dress. It's important to note Hitler is in a maid dress at the time of the pineappling. So
See, the thing is, I don't know,
Hell,
something
that's
about that
punishment.
picture just makes me think of Hello, Hello. Did you ever see Hello, Hello?
Hello. Oh yes, I did see Hello Hello. It's the one where there's a French cafe owner
Yeah.
and a load of Nazis.
I don't know,
yes.
something about that picture just makes me think of that series. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I can
Hitler
sort
never
of
turned
see
up.
that. I love the fact that we have so many like comedies which make absolutely no sense to anyone outside of the UK. Like Hello Hello is.
Oh my
I'm
God.
going to freely admit Hello Hello was a bit crap.
No!
Wait.
No!
No.
Hello, Hello was not crap, it was awesome. It was
It was
filmed.
a bit crap.
The entire thing was
Why
filmed
do you have
in a
your shirt
single
on?
castle. Alright?
Well, the
Hello,
British
hello,
managed to make it. Managed to
Let's
film an
make
entire
Western go banner once we get a moment.
Ah!
His shirt on.
Anyway,
Oh,
someone has just told me
and you
in
see
confidence. So we're not
by
saying
the dawn's early
the best
light,
kid is apparently Luna
what
March.
so proudly we hailed at the
Fire,
twilight's
fuck it.
last
Trials
gleaming.
kerosene,
God's
public
and bright
Mark is currently singing the
through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we
Damn it.
fought were so gallantly streaming.
You know,
Okay.
drums in the air.
Before we go any
I don't think Aqua's noticed yet that I muted him about 30 seconds ago.
I saw that.
I want to know how drunk everyone is.
Tipsy.
Let's
say.
see. A third of
I'm in full control of my
a bottle
faculties.
of gin.
I've had half a bottle of scotch, but I'm in full control of my faculties. My I don't know. My inebriation level is I'd say mediocre at this point.
You're full. You're full.
I'm a
Apple pucker and half a bottle of apple
I'm
Royal apple thing.
I've had about 4 Jack and Cokes, and for me, that's a lot. So I'm pretty drunk.
I like how Aqua is still doing American anthem stuff because his camera a little moment ago was focusing on the American flag behind him.
Yeah.
And he was
Aqua,
waving.
you have been muted.
That's only fair.
That's the funny part.
Is Aqua muted?
Aqua has been muted for the past minute. And
Do
he
you
doesn't.
wanna know-
There we go.
You want to know something really sort of like, well,
You me when I was finishing the national fucking anthem?
I muted you almost immediately after you started.
no, you didn't. You gave him a whole verse.
Yeah, I gave him a little bit. I
Yeah.
gave him a little bit of national anthem.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
I
No,
literally
you wanna
sang
know-
the entire national anthem.
Dude, I muted you.
Did you
after,
sing the
like,
second
first
verse?
time.
Killed it.
Nobody
I
knows the
still
second
have no
verse.
Aqua fan.
Dude, Arch, no one will ever know the second verse because I muted him before he got to it.
Do you know the
This is what happens when you let
British national
communists
anthem?
run your stream.
Yeah,
I
I'm
always have Aqua bomb left.
British, so you know, I'm literally communist.
Yeah.
I am Karl
Absolutely.
Marx
I'll be
reincarnated.
back in a
Yeah,
minute.
perfectly. Hey, you want to know something really funny?
Hmm?
I live in the town where the British Labour movement started.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah. I live in Communism Central.
Okay, hair.
Socialism.
Trotsky stayed here.
Trotsky stayed there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and the fucker didn't even understand what he was looking at. Anyway, that's
He was highly
we
confused.
also have the shortest and longest pub names in Britain in this town.
Pub names.
So now you know exactly where I live.
I'm gonna look up the longest town name because that's pretty.
No, the longest pub name.
Yeah, I know. The
Alright.
longest town name is.
What you know? You're listening to me now.
I am listening to you, Arch.
I'm in
You've
charge
got the longest
now.
and the you are the captain now. But
I am the
I
captain
want
of
to
this
just
ship.
I want to just pronounce Lang Vidipru with go Guin drop broth Kalendos ilo go is
Yeah,
the longest
my dad
village
can
name.
reel that off whenever you just say that.
My
So-
longest
Dad,
drop of
longest name,
I'm
longest town, and
curious.
he just reels it off.
Mm.
He spent a year
I've
memorizing it.
had two 24-ounce Budweisers and a different Four Loko tonight. Should I open the second Four Loko?
I mean, this is a question. Basically, to rephrase this,
This is really a
as,
question of how much longer we're going to go, because we've been here for 2 hours and 39 minutes at this point.
Aqua, at this point, do you want to die? The answer to this question is the same answer to do you want to open the Four Loko right now?
Oh, look
I
at
mean,
this.
I've already admitted that I'd give Applejack a horn job.
Despite
Yeah,
the
you
fact she
did
hasn't
that
rolled.
like 5 minutes in.
Yes.
So it's
Right.
like.
I'm gonna give that. I'm gonna give that a little while. We'll see if this is going in a few minutes, and then we'll reconsider that question.
I received a comment. I received a comment from the user Furion on FilmFiction saying the muting Aquaman thing was very harsh. I should absolutely do it again.
Pav just said some. Huh?
Pav is commenting. Oh
Pav
dear.
wants me to take my shirt off. No, Pav, I'm not going to do it.
Hold
Because if I
on.
do that, there will be hair everywhere.
Oh dear.
It will make my beard look like a bit of fluff. I'm not doing that. Sorry, Pav.
Damn it.
Can we just make
Oh,
this
dear.
thing where we just get drunk as fuck and just say the most random shit we can think of?
I just want to note that Pav ships Captain X Jake for quote-unquote secret stuff. So,
I believe the meme goes secret but fun.
secret but fun, yes.
Hey, whatever's happened between Jake and I is secret and it's awesome. And in my
I'm very sure it
No,
is.
kind of secret but fun.
You are not helping.
Yay! Yay!
Jake, you can't
back.
deny your love anymore. You are part of the fraternity, bro. Dude.
You are!
Bro,
By
Chacho.
next October, you will be a full brother of Pi Kappa Phi, and there is nothing you can do about
He
it.
will not be a bro, he will be a bro Chacho. A
Oh,
bro mate.
fucking-
But seriously, can we just make this a monthly thing where we just get drunk as fuck and talk about those random shit about
I'm okay with being drunk as fuck on a regular basis. This
No.
is totally okay. with me.
Okay.
What are you doing, Arch? What's
I'm
going on?
looking at Greek letters.
Greek letters? Why are you
Yes,
looking at
because I
Greek
want to
letters?
make a new fraternity.
You want to make a new fraternity?
Yes,
Okay.
which is Pi Omega Nu. There's no Y. God damn it, Grace!
Damn it.
So the three.
Y.
No, do something like an E or whatever the backwards E is. Iota.
So it's
Right,
pi
there we
omega
go.
nu.
Pi Omega Nu Iota. That's our new fraternity. We are the fraternity of Pony.
Excellent.
I
This is
support
the new thing.
100%.
Excellent. Cap is
Now-
now confirmed to have
Pi
left the
Omega
previous-
Nu Iota. I can deal.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I can make that happen.
I don't know the first thing about American fraternities, but
I
I
don't
imagine it
either.
involves
I haven't-
getting
I
drunk.
mean,
Yeah,
it's
so I'm okay with
basically like British rugby, but like 75% less fun.
it. Ah, okay. So
More beating.
basically American football then.
Oh right. No, and see the thing, the thing that I think of is the Stonecutters.
Oh, fuck yourself.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Okay, so all I heard
Crossing the desert.
from Cap was "fuck yourself," and on average, I do that 1.5 times per day. So
I mean, we're showing.
I don't really see that as an insult.
So go fuck yourself.
Oh, there
I
it
will
goes
stop
again.
for something.
I mean,
Oh,
you know,
Well,
if you're
I
inviting
could
us
leave.
to,
I could go do it real quick, and I could come back.
Yeah, I mean, I can be back in about
please
10
do.
minutes at this point, so you know.
I could be back in like a minute and a half. But I'm not bragging.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. And Jake has returned in the middle of all this. Jake, please, we're sorry.
Hello, Jake.
Forgive us for this.
I'm loving your hair, by the way.
Don't be sorry. Well, no, Cap needs to be sorry. Everyone else can be okay.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
hungover in the morning. I can feel it.
I'm not. Yeah.
The minute I'm sorry is the minute Earth ends. I do not regret one of my decisions in life.
No, I don't either. I don't
I've
regret
done it for the
anything.
most evil, intense purpose. As the pastor said like 2 weeks ago.
I'm checking the various chats that we could get questions from. One of them is currently debating the prevalence of like puberty in the Donkey Kong animated TV show. I don't know what to make of this. Should we discuss this?
Are we talking about like at what point Diddy Kong realizes that he's hanging out with like a sexually active girl of about his age? That he can
At what
probably
point did Diddy
procreate
Kong
with?
realize that he was literally firing nuts at people? You know?
There you go.
Here's the thing. I nuked Donkey Kong. Just flat out nuked it. Donkey Kong's dead. No one's ever seen that.
At which
I know
point did
Donkey
everyone
Kong.
here?
I'm a friend of Donkey Kong, and you, sir, are no Donkey Kong.
You are no
Who's
Donkey
that?
Kong. I just want to, for everyone who's watching this, do yourself a favor and watch the Donkey Kong animated TV show. In particular,
No.
the various raps that they performed during the course of the TV show, because they are works of absolute perfection. The Donkey Kong rap, Donkey Kong rap, where he's
Donkey Kong.
Thank you, Aqua.
Yes,
where
now-
he's debating
now
whether or
we
not
should-
to throw the
Donkey
crystal
Kong.
coconut off a cliff to save Diddy Kong, or the Donkey Kong rap where Donkey Kong appears to believe himself to be a member of fucking whatever his name is, the Crocodiles club. Both of them are works of absolute art, and if you disagree, you are a heretic and deserve to be executed. Like for real, the
Are
Donkey
we
Kong
talking
TV show
right
is
now?
beautiful.
Can we just take a minute to say admire the fact that fucking Aquaman is looking at that Four Loko like a forlorn lover?
No, actually, I was intrigued by the fact that on a Four Loko can, the serving size is 5 fluid ounces. And the amount of liquid that's in this can is 24 ounces. And it says on here, servings per container, 4 3/4.
Actually,
Hang on.
You know, officially recommended serving size, you're supposed to drink this in 5 different increments. You're supposed to drink 5 ounces of it,
increment,
and then
per
leave.
increment. Show us the
come
nutritional
back to
data.
it.
Never took in the brony factor.
No. I just want to, Aqua, per increment, how much of your daily amount of sugar is that? Is an increment of Four Loko?
Well, see, that's the thing. It doesn't show anything. It literally just shows serving size and then alcohol per volume. I'm going to try to get it real close up to the camera here.
How much alcohol per volume is it?
There we go. That's it. That's the extent of the nutrition facts.
Well,
Is it alcohol?
So,
but for local. All you need to know is it has alcohol.
all you know is it's 12% alcohol and there's 24 ounces of it. So you're going to get yourself a little bit screwed up.
12% alcohol. I once
Yeah.
gave my brother for his birthday. Fucking hell, it was, I don't know what they did to it, but somehow they managed to get it up to 32% alcohol, and that was beer.
So it's basically adding paint strip.
No, that's
I like the
literally
fact
liquor.
that, like in
I
Russia,
don't know what they did to it. He
That's
said he
literally
was
liquor.
thinking he couldn't
Most-
stop drinking it.
Hold on.
No, but for real, in Russia, most kinds of beer and lager were counted as soft drinks because Russia had like a minimum level of alcohol in order to like basically count as an alcoholic drink. So and lager and beer didn't meet that minimum amount. So you could drink fucking whatever you wanted, like beer and lager, cider, as much as you wanted because they're soft drinks in Russia. This is
See, that makes me
insane.
want a shandy.
Yeah.
Well,
Christ,
Yeah.
I've wanted a shandy for years.
if you want to talk about raps, I've been in the Mr. T versus Mr. Rogers rap all day.
Is that an epic rap battles of history thing?
Yes,
Or-
I memorized most of the epic rap battles of history.
I'm gonna admit the epic rap battle of history that stuck most in my mind is probably the Ninja Turtles versus classical philosophers rap
I
battle.
love that.
Where
Actually,
it was like Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo versus Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo. That one stuck in.
There wouldn't be classical philosophers. There would actually be Renaissance artists, but go on.
Oh yeah, I blame the not inconsiderable amount of alcohol I've imbibed at this moment.
And also, you know, the socialist education that you received in the United Kingdom, or whatever.
I mean, there was another one which was classical like philosophers, which was it was a weird mix of like you philosophers and also Nietzsche.
It was Voltaire, Socrates,
Nietzsche.
and Nietzsche.
Yeah, Nietzsche, Socrates, Voltaire, and someone else versus various Eastern philosophers like Sun Tzu and a few others.
Zoroaster would be a fun one.
I
mean-
memorized Mr. Rogers and Deadpool rap really well. I just want to do the Mr. Rogers rap real quick.
I mean,
Now, what was the one that... There was one, I think it was Shakespeare versus Dr. Seuss.
Yes.
No, it was, yeah,
And those were the ones where, like...
I don't care what they
Everyone,
say.
like, you would see these ones where the guy would... Okay, like, there's a debate to be had where either one could win. But that one, like, all of a sudden Shakespeare just starts spitting.
Yes.
Like, Shakespeare was
Shakespeare
fire.
was played by a
And then it's like,
Shakespeare,
you don't even... you could pause the video right then and just leave. After
yeah.
Shakespeare's verse,
Shakespeare
and
was
you're
played.
done.
Shakespeare
That's
was
it. That
played by
was-
a relatively popular YouTube rapper. I can't remember his name. It's like Webby or something like that. But the guy who played Shakespeare is actually really good at rapping. And just compare that with like
Yeah,
Shakespeare.
no,
who's a
I
dude
remember
with
watching the video and going like, I don't even care what the next like Dr. Seuss's comeback is. Shakespeare
Yeah.
won that one.
Yeah.
Destroyed it.
It's funny, Jake.
I'm gonna
Jake
blast that,
staring Nazis at the moment, but
but
Was that too?
never
I
mind
don't-
me.
I'm gonna blast that song, but real quick. I was just playing Jim something's Dresden Files, which is amazing. But read Jim Bernheimer because I'm in those books.
I've never read the Dresden Files books,
No,
but
me
I
neither.
know that they're both popular, and the Dresden Phillies pony version is also popular. Who here has read the Dresden Files books out of the people?
Hold on.
Not me.
Got you. Okay.
What?
Jake, have you read the Dresden Files?
No, I have not. But it's one of those books. It's one of those books that everyone tells me I need to read or I fail at life. But
Yeah,
it's. I'm in a similar position. I'm going to admit that I'm one of the people who does that because, like, I fully admit that I have told multiple people that they need to read the Temeraire series or they fail.
No.
because-
Terry Pratchett.
Hold on.
Terry
For fuck's
Pratchett.
sake.
Absolutely. Terry Pratchett is absolutely probably the best or my favorite author of all time.
Yeah.
Terry Pratchett is an
I mean,
absolute.
I can fully acknowledge the
I
fact
wanted
that people will
to
not
point out
burn him.
Jim
I
Burnheimer.
just don't accept that.
Jim Burnheimer, who's the writer of the D-list supervillain stories. I'm actually a character within the stories. It's awesome. It's about like a D-list supervillain becomes a hero, becomes a villain, becomes a hero again. It is like the most epic story ever, and it's just like the most it's an underdog story that like just takes you from this like villain who only thinks about himself, who all of a sudden kind of cares about humanity, but in the most selfish way possible.
Okay.
Who I
Like, if humanity gets killed off, I won't have anybody to enslave. Really kind of defeats the purpose.
I secured a author position, a narrator position. So Jake narrates one of the stories. TV dub, whatever the fuck it's called. Jake, you're going to be a narrator. I have secured this for you. Go fuck yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
I have literally spent hours convincing this author that Jake is like the best narrator I ever heard, and he needs to have a point in the story. He's going to be narrating my hero, the guy he named me after, the Dynamic Discus, in his own story. After like 4 hours of me trying to convince this guy.
Okay,
Oh,
who's the fucking plebe that still has fucking sounds on their Skype?
That's Captain.
Not me.
Wait, what?
I have a Skype set to do not disturb, so it's not me. I'm willing to bet as much money as any of you want that it's Captain Unstoppable.
Probably me.
Most womanly of all of us.
God. I don't care.
Like, as I was saying earlier, I'm totally the guy who will recommend one or two authors to absolutely everyone I encounter. Like, I will recommend Terry Pratchett to everyone because he's just got so much going for him that basically anyone who reads his stories will find something they enjoy. Also, Temeraire series, because it's set in the fucking Napoleonic Wars, and I've literally encountered like 2 stories in the entirety of my life that actually have anything to do with the Napoleonic Wars. And these ones are actually pretty good as well.
So here's my, I guess, dirty little secret. I don't have like an author that I recommend because my nerdy thing is I get into movies, so I can talk your ears off about like directors and styles of screenwriters and all that shit. Like,
I'm just going to.
Like, if anyone like asks you like, who's your favorite screenwriter? I go, Paddy Chayefsky. He wrote Network. He's a fucking genius. Like, the entirety of Network is the series of loosely connected monologues, and they're all brilliant. I love them.
I'm just going to say here that
If you've never seen Network, you're missing out.
During BronyCon 2015, Aqua's sort of like we had a discussion about films and stuff like that, and Aqua's story about why him and his mum both watch Armageddon was probably some of the most touching shit I've heard in a long
Oh yeah, no, I can share that now. Like, we still do that.
Go for it, absolutely.
So,
also, I'll be right back.
Armageddon. To enter the story, I know that Armageddon is an objectively pretty crappy movie. It's not by any means well plotted or logical or anything like that. But at some point, it was a few years ago, like several years ago, my mom hosted her parents over to our house for Christmas. We had our cousins over. We did that whole thing, and afterwards, it's a really stressful time. She didn't at the time have the greatest relationship with her parents, and she's like, you know what? I love this movie Armageddon. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna have a few beers, and I'm gonna watch this movie on Christmas Eve. And we watched it with her just because we wanted to be supportive. And so every year since then, on Christmas Eve, that is our movie. The entire family gets together, and we watch Armageddon on Christmas Eve.
Oh God!
And so, like, genuinely, it's one of my favorite movies because it has that kind of significance. Like, I never watch it other than on Christmas Eve with my family.
No,
Die Hard.
I agree.
But-
There's movies like that. Like my sister's husband, my brother-in-law, their movie is that movie Elf with Will Ferrell, and you watch it, and like we sat down to watch it on Christmas Eve, and it's a bad movie. It's just a bad movie. And what's funny is you ask his family about it, and they'll admit, oh yeah, it's a crappy movie. We don't like it at all. Then why the fuck are we watching it? Because it's our holiday movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like going to a theater and watching like a live showing of The Room. Like, it's not about the movie; it's about the experience around the movie.
Exactly.
Like, I've been to a live showing of The Room, and it's so much fun because, like, when you go in, you get a handful of like plastic spoons, and every time a shot of like a portrait on the wall with spoons in it shows up, everyone in the audience, there's like 200 some people, just start chucking the spoons everywhere. And you end up picking more spoons up off the floor, and so you can continue to do it after you inevitably run out of spoons. But like it's the experience around it that makes a movie. Like I remember a couple of years ago, our like huge Christmas, like the singular Christmas thing we did was we took a trip to Disney World, and even though we were on a train on Christmas Eve going down to Florida for this, we brought the DVD with us. And we watched Armageddon on the train in a dark, like, train compartment. Like, it's something we have to do every Christmas Eve.
Florida, I love you, Orlando. See where.
Okay, so I chose an interesting time to return.
Yeah, no.
Lost
If
Cap.
are we talking about movies that we watch at Christmas now or something?
The movie I always watch at Christmas is The Hunt for Red October.
Oh yes,
With
Sean Connery.
With Sean Connery.
Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin. And Alec Baldwin.
I'm totally a Russian. With
I'm extremely Russian.
Sean Connery not even trying to be Russian, not even giving a vague attempt.
No, absolutely. That's Sean Connery's thing. I also love whoever it is from Jurassic Park.
Sam Neill.
Sam Neill, whose last words were, "I would have liked to have seen Montana," and then died on the floor. That is the worst possible final words you could have.
And the bit, I told you this before, but the bit I always love about that is that when he was playing his character in Jurassic Park, the dig that they were doing for that Velociraptor right at the start was in Montana.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, he got to see Montana even though he was dead.
Indeed.
No, the film that I always used to watch at Christmas was Santa Claus the movie.
Which movie is that?
It's literally called Santa Claus the movie. On IMDb, it's Santa Claus 1985. It was.
I thought you were talking about the Tim Allen thing.
No, it predates Tim Allen. It's it had Dudley Moore, John Lithgow.
Oh, I know the movie you're talking about. Nostalgia Critic did a thing on it.
Yes. And it's like it's just
so fucked up.
Stupid. It's
It is.
ridiculously stupid and pointless and idiotic, and it's like.
So pretty much anything that goes on film fiction.
I've also seen It's a Wonderful Life multiple times, but
Oh my
overall,
God.
I think
Great
probably
movie.
my favorite thing to watch on TV over the Christmas period are the Iron Brew adverts, because the Iron Brew adverts are absolutely magical, right?
Yes.
So every single British person in the world, like wherever they live, they will know the snowman.
Bullshit.
Every single British person knows the snowman. Do you Americans know the snowman? Right?
You know the snowman?
I know a snowman.
The snowman is an animation where a kid makes a man out of snow in the snow, and basically they fly around the world together. This snowman takes the kid on a magical journey, right? And the Iron Brew advert is I'm walking in the air. I don't know. Yeah, that thing. It's got really
my God,
nice.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up for
We're
1 second.
singing the same song.
I'll be out in a second.
We're singing the same song.
Oh, say, can you see?
Don't make me meet you again. But like the song.
Yo,
Shut the fuck up.
No.
Shut up, Captain. Jesus Christ.
Might be on 1 second.
We
Farron might be
know.
on.
We know. Okay, I'm muting you. Right. So the story behind the snowman is that a kid makes a man out of snow in his backyard, and the that's unfortunate. Yeah, it's hotel Wi-Fi. Rip. The guy makes a man out of snow in his backyard, and the man out of snow takes him on a trip around the world, flying over all these landmarks. And it's all very amazing and touching, and I think the snowman dies in the end. The Iron Brew adverts are this guy makes a snowman in his backyard. The snowman comes to life, and the snowman then proceeds to take this guy on a trip around the world, but then kills the kid in order to drink his fizzy drink.
Yeah.
That is
It's Iron Brew. I don't blame him.
It's Iron Brew. The snowman kills a child in order to get an Iron Brew. It's fucking beautiful.
My favorite Iron Brew advert is the one where there's the kid and his granddad, and the kid's drinking his Iron Brew from his can. The granddad says, "Well, okay, can I have a sip?" And the kid's like, "Okay, granddad." He gives it over. The granddad very consciously pulls out his teeth like that, and he's like. And he's like, "Okay, you can have it back now." And the kid's like, "No, it's okay, you can have it."
Pretty much, Jack. Iron Brew adverts have been generally pretty on point. Like the recent
I love that stuff.
is Iron Brew gets you through, and the idea is that.
Hey, have you seen the thing where Jesse Cox drinks some Iron Brew?
What? Yes, I remember Jesse Cox drinks Iron Brew. That was amazing. That was beautiful.
Let's see if I can find it.
Jesse Cox
Here
trying
it is.
any British food
No,
or drink is amazing.
I'm gonna pop that into the friggin'
The drunk live stream.
chat. I'm listening to it now. It's just Iron Brew, Jesse Cox. The combination is great.
I'm Groot. Comic where explains how Rocket Raccoon understands Groot.
Yeah.
Mm.
And there's no explanation.
No.
He just understands them one day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's exactly that sort of thing. Yeah.
Pretty much.
I am. You're so good.
I'm sorry, that is probably my favorite BronyCon memory. It's just like all of us sitting for Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it was Aqua, Jake, and a few others, and we were just sitting there going, "This is the best fucking movie we've ever seen in our fucking lives."
I just want to mention.
No, we were at a theater where you could just get alcohol and take it in to watch a movie with it.
Aqua,
I remember seeing Ant-Man and getting a double rum and coke, and that was my drink for a fucking movie.
I just want to mention, guys, as the guy who is currently hosting this live stream, we have been getting comments on the YouTube page. Most of them are like, "Yeah, we're in," just random comments on what we've said. That army dude says, "A, anyone reading these comments? Now, this is the case. B, is that a fucking katana? Yes, it was. And
No,
C,
it wasn't.
Ahoy, motherfuckers. Hi.
Hoi!
Also, there's something about Penstrokes' character Nix being a self-insert. I'm going to have to disagree with that one. Penstroke himself is a super cool dude, and Nix is literally someone I could not hate more because they are a child who cries at everything. That is the worst character, because everyone hates a baby who cries at everything. You can like babies. You can think babies are cute or whatever, but a baby who is crying because their mother hasn't spoken to them in 5 seconds is an asshole. Everyone agrees on this. So no, I don't think Nix is a self-insert because Penstroke is way cooler than that. So also he's 7 foot tall. So yeah.
He's nearly as cool as you, Paul.
So the moral of the story is Nix is a terrible character, but she's not a self-insert.
This is true. Yeah.
No, she's
Just talking about OCs,
Uh-huh.
I want to say Aqua fucked me over in that contest.
Which contest?
The OC Slam Jam. He told me.
yes. I wouldn't have answered that.
No. Okay. You know what?
I lost.
Oh my God! Are we bringing up the fucking OC Slam Jam right now? Because I could talk about this for a while.
Please do.
Go for it.
God. Okay. So first of all, I went out. I flamed out the first fucking round. Coming off, I think it was immediately following. I won the EQD contest. I placed top 10 in the second most dangerous game one. and I was totally ready to like just roll through this. It was going to be so much fun. I wrote a great story I was really proud of. And out of the entire contest, that matchup between me and my opponent got the most votes of any pairing in the entire contest, including the final. And I lost 16-14. And the reason I lost, it was 15-14 until it was 15-14 until a few minutes before the deadline, and Rainbow Bob, who admitted he was drunk at the time, voted for the other story because he thought the character was funny.
I mean,
And that's how I played out of that
Bob
contest.
is drunk most of the time at this point.
So it's not that I actively hate him for it, but if I ever have a reason to like blackmail him into something, I'm going to remind him of that.
Real quick fact: Rainbow Bob and I were talking during the OC Slam Jam, and I guessed whose character on the first guess, and he never guessed.
His character was pretty interesting. It was the ghost detective that didn't believe in the ghosts, wasn't it?
Yes,
that was his character. What was his name? Bone something or other.
Bone something.
Bone something like Bone Jungle or something like that.
Bones magnificent.
But I'm going to just say right here that reeked of Rainbow Bob.
It
That
did.
character was so Rainbow Bob.
I knew he was Rainbow Bob.
No, but anyway, about me leading Cap astray, I told him to write it about zombies, because that was my plan for later, was to make like some super intense zombie story. And it was like, all right, well, I'm already out after the first round, so yeah, you should do that. So technically, I was 0 for 2 in that contest, because I told him to do that, he did that, and he lost.
Oh,
And
dear.
So
that was a great story. No matter what, the whole Iron Curtain, whatever the fuck the stripper's name was, it was a stripper I lost to. It was a great story. It was about,
I have questions about the voting there, but whatever. It was in the past.
every competition
I
has
got
questions
to the
about that, I
second
think.
round was an achievement. Just because I'm a no-name author, I am like the least known person in FinFic. And
Wow.
People who write diaper fix who could probably boast to be less
I
known.
mean, I think both myself and Arch have fewer followers than you, Captain, and one
No,
of us
that's not
actually
true.
writes it.
I
You
do
have
have more, but
You do have more now. Okay,
Alright.
fair enough. But I'm just going
Okay,
to
wait
throw
a
out that
minute.
there are, as a story prover, there are a lot of like people who write stories who are actually really good at stories who have basically no like views or followers because they tend to publish their stories at really unlucky times.
Plum, I
Like-
hope that
Well,
you're collating these people for inclusion among Seattle's Angels.
Absolutely. I'm just
Good.
going to say, being a story prover is the single best thing that has happened to me as a member of Seattle Angels because I read literally every unpopular story before it becomes unpopular. It's great. It's also terrible, but it's great.
How does that even
I
fucking
would say
work?
my greatest moment in film fiction history is when Jake texted me in the middle of the night before I went to work, was, holy shit, your story's featured. And I'm like, no way my fucking story's featured, you fucking liar. The next thing I know, I have like over 500 likes on this story. I'm like, what the fuck did I do?
I mean, literally the only story I've
Well,
written
you
is
wrote
a story
something good.
entitled Story Designed to Make Pav Cry with Shame. So, you know, that's the kind of barrier I'm aiming for.
So that's the story you would write if you had a chance to do it?
Oh, yeah, something that would make Crab Pine Pav Cry with Shame.
No, you heard it. We all heard it.
Shut up.
That's what it was.
I realized my mistake.
I will
partway
not shut up. 'Cause
Lies,
I've still
you
got this
will.
much whiskey to drink.
As I have the power to shut people up, I am God in this chat. So,
Oh fuck!
Oh, hey, Professor Plum.
all hail me.
I
yes,
want to
yes.
say my most
Mhm.
popular story is still Ponyville Bachelor Auction. And I hate that story more than anything. I hate that story
Oh my
so much.
Tell
god!
us how you really feel, Captain.
Well, the first thing is I wrote the story. It's like my third story I ever wrote, and I totally started the story off wrong. And Jake never corrected me, and he gave me like the best pointers. Though I will admit, Jake is the whole reason the story is popular. But I would go back and rewrite this entire story. I fucked up in so many places, and it is quite funny where I fucked up. And I'm still trying to write.
As usual for fanfic, to be honest.
Yeah,
I fucked up is basically our motto at this point.
Yeah, I'm still trying to write Chapter 8, Part 3, and literally, it is the hardest fucking thing I ever wrote in my life. And I love the story to death still because, I gotta work on. It's the first story. Second story I wrote with Jake the Army guy, and he's my fucking senpai.
Yeah, mentioned this.
As you have mentioned previously in this chat.
Wait, what?
Stop saying that.
Oh, come on, Jake, you're going to have to accept it.
Does that
You're
work
gonna
for
have to-
you? You're my sensei?
Sensei is fine. Senpai is something different.
Senpai is still Mr. Maximus and Bad C-72. But wrote the story, I was still in community college, and literally the first thing I wrote the story for was just, I fucking love Mac Dash. I'm just gonna write a fucking story about it. And the next thing I knew, like, oh my god, the story's getting really popular. What the fuck do I do?
Popularity
Yeah.
is difficult to deal with,
Parties,
especially for a
story.
user who's literally done nothing worth popularity. Like, I had earned more than 200 followers before I even became a site staff. Like, I did nothing of note. The blogs, I have no stories published, and the few blogs that I've actually written are bullshit like how I'm better than Pav. And that's about it. So I somehow earned 200 followers from that alone.
It's because you're such a nice guy. That's what it is. You're so
Absolutely. I will tip my
I really
fedora
think
in
I'm a nice guy. I'm really the worst guy you'll ever meet.
Yeah, right. No, trust me, I've met some really terrible
I'm the
people.
guy who will fucking kill you at a heart.
voting for Donald Trump, so I mean, I really doubt.
I've done horrible shit in my life.
Huh?
including the katana. You bought
What?
a katana, so you know that's horrible shit in and of itself.
Yeah, that's a good point, though.
Oh, Cap, I'm going to blame you for that, and that's the worst thing you've done.
That's
Maybe
not
I spilled my drink. There you go.
It's not
There's your
Alright.
baseline.
I mean, that's a pretty horrible thing to do, to cause a gentleman to drop his
It's not
drink.
a fucking katana. It's a 6 inches short of being a katana.
Okay, by virtue of knowing that that's the length that officially defines a katana, you're not helping.
Yeah.
I'm a nerd. I'm writing my own fucking novel.
Oh my god, you're a nerd who's writing your own novel. That's so uncommon in this group.
Face Aquaman. I will punch you so hard. I'll use my.
Will you though?
Will you? As we established earlier,
BronyCon 2016, Aquaman vs. Captain Soppel. I'm taking bets. I will not pay you if you bet on Aquaman because you know he's guaranteed to win.
Yeah, he's pretty sure.
I want to point out, at BronyCon 2015, I arm wrestled GAP Jaxie to determine who had the best Bioshock crossover. I
You
beat
almost
him.
got JP Jaxie and Pav Fiera at the same time and won. One arm.
No,
You
JP Jaxie and Pat Fiera and Pascalite at the same time.
Yeah.
3 people at once, and I beat them all.
Yeah,
You beat them all with one arm.
I would have been tempted to also give that a go if I wasn't sure that you would have broken my arm in the process. It's like,
The weird thing is I don't work out a whole lot. It was just a question of willpower and, I guess, intensity. Actually, I think immediately after that I beat Captain Chrysalid too, barely.
This is true. So you're blaming, like, the time that you beat 3 people in an arm wrest with one arm is based entirely on willpower. Is that what you're saying right now? Is
Well,
that
willpower and
really
wiring.
what you're saying right now?
Well, willpower and the fact that, you know, yeah, that's my jerking arm, so it's going to be strong.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
The funny thing is it's not.
Oh my god.
I'm a southpaw.
I'm officially kicked out of UFC fights because I've been knocked out 3 times. 2 of the times was by the same goddamn Marine who's 89 years old who did not obey by the laws of boxing. He fucking kicked me in the head.
I mean, if it's UFC, that's pretty much not boxing by definition.
Well,
yeah,
definitely.
I
The
mean,
thing is,
Well,
you expect other people to play by the rules, you're gonna get fucked over.
He was an 89 Marine. This is the guy who, literally the guy from like Full Metal Jacket. He was like 89 years old. He's like, he comes to the ring. He's like, I'm gonna fuck you, boy. And I literally just walked into the song by fuck, what's the band? It was that Adult Swim one, Metapocalypse. The
Oh, right. Death Clock.
Yeah, Death Clock, the Gears.
Oh, fucking hell.
And I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up, old man. I'm gonna win this fight because
I like how you walked into an arena saying, I'm going to fuck you up, you 89-year-old man.
Yeah, that's guaranteed.
and then you lost is the real key here.
old gunnery sergeant. I'm like, I'm gonna win this.
Fucking hell,
Dude,
now I'm imagining
if
Jake
Jake-
Ace from
Remember,
No.
Jake, as an 89-year-old man, will be able to beat up any one of us at any point in our life.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just a fact.
Well, no, I broke 2 of my ribs in that fight, and he knocked me unconscious. And like, the next thing I remember is I'm like getting smelling salts underneath my fucking nose. I'm like, wait, what the fuck just happened? It's like, yeah, the gunnery sergeant just knocked your ass out. I'm like,
Look,
what the fuck
honestly, the
is
minute you
that?
mention gunnery sergeant, it's like you're gonna lose.
Yeah,
Those guys
you
are
were
basically
asking
made
for
of
it.
meat.
I mean, yeah.
Pain.
Any point at which an 89-year-old man gets in the ring with me and has the confidence to say, "I'm gonna fuck you, boy," I don't want to get any part of that.
Yeah, no, it's
Like,
like
I would
you know what? You know what? I don't want to, because there's no winning scenario for me here. Either I beat the shit out of an 89-year-old man, or he beats the shit out of me. And either way, I don't win.
No.
my worst nightmare. The 6'3" guy, he was pure Irish, orange hair, tattoos everywhere. He trained me for 3 months straight. And I'm like, yeah, I can win this. I got trained by the best. And oh god damn it, I'm on the ground unconscious because he just ran after me during a fucking boxing match. It was boxing, nothing else, and he knocked my ass out.
You say 6'3" like it's actually tall.
No, Plum. You see, the thing is, Plum, you are
Oh,
abnormally
fuck, I
tall.
forgot Plum's technically taller than me, and I haven't fought him over it yet.
He's taller than some building.
Second time I was knocked out.
I'm literally the second tallest person on Finfic after Penstroke at this point, so...
Wait,
Yeah.
No,
how
Penstroke, I've met
fucking tall
Penstroke in
is
person. Penstroke and I are about even. So we're gonna have
Penstroke is
to have an
like
official
7 foot
measurement.
tall at this point, and I'm
Look,
taller
No,
than
he's
you.
not. No, he's
look,
not.
apart from my brother, I'm the tallest person I know. I am 6 foot. Even. My
I'm
brother's
6'5" dead.
You
so-
are like 15 foot billion.
Well,
Right?
I'm 6'5" dead basically at this point. So
Hold on, I want
I'm
Jake.
6'3" 3/4" or something, like 6 4 basically.
Christ, I feel
When
Penstroke
like-
I-
is taller than me, Aqua.
Friday,
So.
so I refuse to go to the hospital.
Just give me a moment.
Jake, tell the story when I talked to you on Skype when I refused to go to the hospital.
Oh, fucking Cap got into he was doing got into a fight with some guy, and apparently he kicked his ass, but he broke like 2 ribs and refused to go to the hospital because he's a dumbass.
Literally, it
Also
took
because American medical system.
to drag me to the urgent care complex, and the doctor told me, "Holy shit,
I'll be back.
you broke 2 ribs. You have
Once
one.
again, enjoy the view of the American flag.
What the fuck are you doing?" I said, "I
better.
feel it."
Comforting.
And Arch is a pipe. But literally, it took 2 of my fraternity brothers to drag me to this urgent care complex to get me x-rayed to find out I had 2 broken ribs and a sprained one. The doctor's like, "Why the fuck didn't you come in sooner?" I'm like,
How
"I
do you
didn't.
sprain a rib?
I don't know. It was on the fucking x-ray."
How do you? No, seriously. How do you sprain a rib?
I
Well,
don't know.
no,
The guy,
that's actually quite easy.
the guy kicked me underneath the chest bone.
Things
I
holding
grabbed his
together
leg.
and
I took him to the ground. I started punching him in the
putting them on
face.
a pipe.
The other guy tackled me, and he started punching me underneath the rib cage. I grabbed his hand around my arm.
That's like
pulled
my
him back.
pipe.
I struck him 2 times in the face before someone said they called the university police. And I just took off.
I think maybe I should light my pipe.
Pipe
Well-
is a good decision at this point.
Yeah,
So-
I don't know if I should though because it's like a rented place and I'm not technically allowed to smoke here, but at the same time it's like fucking
It's
hell.
like literally nobody is watching this at this point, so there's no chance of them finding out.
Well,
we've still got like 8 or 9 people watching, so whatever.
hello 8 or 9 people.
Hello.
I'm tempted.
You
very
are
tempted
all
to-
batshit insane.
call.
What is wrong with you? At this point, is the only question I've got to ask is what is wrong with you people
I
watching
shouldn't
this
really
video?
technically smoke.
What
and
is
drink
wrong
at the
with
same
us,
time,
we're
so-
roadies? That's the thing that's wrong with us.
Yeah, what is wrong with me? According to my doctor, a lot.
According to the several pharmacists I've worked with, more than can be counted, really. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Whatever, indeed.
Considering the fact that I'm being medically retired, apparently a whole fuck ton of shit.
Medically
I
retired?
just want
Yeah.
to point out the fact that I keep messaging Jake that I'll always be here for him, and he never replies after I say that shit.
I just imagine that you keep on messaging this despite like Jake not having said anything to you. Like every now and again you'll just send him a message saying, "I'm there for you, man. I'm here."
He really does. He really does. And I'm not lying. It's sweet, and I appreciate it. He's my fucking, Cat's my fucking brother. And I get that from him, and I appreciate that support.
My cat brother.
But every now and then it gets a little like, dude, leave your apartment, please.
No, that kind of brother, right? Right.
Once again, that was the only part of that I heard.
Aqua, I think you heard the only important part, if I'm honest.
Once again, yeah, it's really the significant piece
After
here.
this, I'm still going to a party.
Fucking lighter's not working.
Yeah, actually, I should probably check if anything else is going on. 'Cause it's only like 11:23 here.
Yeah.
Well, lucky
29
bastard.
here. I'm still going to a party after this.
It's currently 3:23 in the morning, so I'm probably gonna have to head off at some point relatively soon.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure once Plum leaves, we're done. So
Yeah, my
Oh
day,
yeah, once I leave, the hangout just dies. I think so.
yeah, my day started about 4 a.m., so I'm gonna have to sign up before too long anyway.
Yeah.
yeah,
I may-
I've been driving all-
I
I
may
feel like
blow up some
if we have a last question, this is probably the time for it.
I'll go check if I have any last questions, but I have a feeling I
We all
don't.
like have one last question from our fans, and then like it goes Plum, Arch, Aqua, Jake, and me.
So do what?
I have no questions
Show our
from
dicks?
the. Yeah, well, that as well. I mean,
Okay.
that wasn't really a question. That was just a sort of like guaranteed statement. So. I have
I mean,
no
it was
questions.
pretty much assured we would
Yep.
show our dicks at some point.
Oh yeah, absolutely, like pretty much 100%. So.
Not lighting.
Oh dear.
I think we all
This is
have
a
like,
great
one-
evening.
I just want to say I appreciate Arch and Plum being here for this. I know it's like butt ass early in the morning, and you didn't think you were gonna be able to make it. But thanks for being on this stream with us.
I will second. I would second that as well. Thank you,
Third.
guys.
We are the real heroes. You're,
We love
we
you.
graciously accept your thanks. So.
Don't push it. Don't push it.
I just have like one last question. Plum, you said you had no more questions left, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Arch, do you have any questions left?
I was just checking. No.
Okay, Aqua, do you have any questions left?
I didn't have any questions to begin with. I'm popular.
Jake, what questions do you have?
I didn't. The only question I got was, do I like tits or ass? And I already said I like horse. So
The only question I have left is directed towards Jake and I from Mr. Maximus, and is why do we ship the way we do?
I already answered.
Laziness. Oh yeah, that one was already answered, wasn't it? A few hours ago. Right. I guess that stream's completely wrapped up then, so it doesn't matter if I click this stop the broadcast button. So.
I'm gonna watch
Did you
Snowbird
just
and
stop
save
it?
myself.
Boo!
Do indeed. I haven't clicked anything. That requires effort.
Before we go, everyone just say one last word. Plum, starting with you.
Horse.